is kinetic storage. He makes objects he can make objects he's touching harder to move, and they store up the excess kinetic energy for moving them, and he can release that to make the thing go.
Kondo can
Kondo.
My name's Kondo.
Condominium.
I am not a building. I am most definitely not a building. He can, for these origin points that have to be close to him, create invisible canisters of air that are just compressed air, and then he can focus them out. Usually he'll use it for like marbles or something that's small. Doesn't have enough strength yet to really control it or develop them quickly.
Disabusing him of bad
he creates canisters of compressed air and then uses them as what?
I usually just like shoot projectiles as of now, because it's somewhat easy for him to like concentrate, throw the ball.
Professional paintball.
What do you call your quirk?
My quirk?
Yeah,
all air canister.
Compressed air is what I called it, but we can do air canister.
Compressed air is
Air can.
Air can.
Okay. Can air.
Oh yeah.
Will air.
A Nicolas Cage movie.
Can't or
oh really? I thought you were
Con
referencing Spaceballs with the.
Yeah, the cans of air.
Ah.
Okay.
Can air? What can it do?
Okay. Filament Buster, what is your quirk? And what is your name again?
Filament Buster.
Okay.
My quirk is personal luck. So long as my character Kokichi Rakari doesn't overthink it, things he does generally come up in his favor.
Okay, Jack Springer, what's his quirk name?
I am Jack Springer. I am the American of the American Springers. I'm third generation.
So it's like one of them Asian, like
What?
you're the American of the American Springers. So
No.
is somebody Italian?
I'm the American of this group. I am among the Americans in the American Springers.
Okay.
I don't think there's any non-Americans, but it sounds better if I say among the Americans, so we sound more diverse. There is my dad and my uncle, who are respectively Springworks and the Steel Helix, and my granddad, who was Spring-Held Jack, humorously named for a character from English legend, villain actually, now that I think about it, but I was actually named for my grandfather, not the villain, and
that you know so far.
you should. But yes, I'm here. I've graduated middle school, and I have come to UA because that's where All Might went.
What's your quirk?
Oh yes, as you might.
What's your quirk skill name? That was
Being
what I
named
asked for.
specifically-
And I crossed so many lands and seas.
His quirk is
to
having the
get
most
here
fleshed out
today.
backstory.
I'm an American.
Hey,
Retrofit.
being American is so amazing that it's a quirk on its own.
The superhero retrofit.
Everybody gets guns.
The superhero retrofit. The character with a backstory clause for everything.
So
that's called Old Man Henderson.
my quirk, like my father's and his father before him, is
Coming to
spring
America.
limbs.
Okay, spring
We
limbs.
are the long arm of the law.
We can't have business cards.
Actually, aren't you going to a school to be the long arm of organized vigilante justice?
Since we're organized, we are actually incorporated within the law, and so not technically vigilantes.
Actually, it's more consultancy thing. Yeah. The police bring heroes in. They have like licenses to do stuff, but they can't actually make arrests. They can tie people up and stop them from hurting people, but if the police don't do anything, then they just go back on the streets and the hero has to catch them again.
Does Japan have any sort of citizens arrest thing going on? Oh,
They really
interesting.
Definitely not for heroes.
So
because that would be super corrupt.
Yes, it's not a pun.
Not just normal corrupt,
just
super corrupt. It's my power.
But,
What's your last name? Okay, I'm gonna pick one.
That's a weird last name. I didn't pick it. You know when you're not.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
I do.
I was born and I just
you-
didn't want to pick
Saku,
one.
IDUNO. Aduno.
I do know.
The
That was good.
Oh my god, no.
Your name is now Mika Iduno.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's pretty badass.
Licenses,
If you ask me. Anyway,
And provisional licenses that are like learner's permits.
yeah.
Wargo, what is your
You
character?
can only
Your
punch someone with
character's
a fucking-
court name.
Gravity.
Yeah, I called it Gravity before, to be fair.
You want to finish this? Because I can't finish this. This is all fine.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so before we get into playing our characters, we're actually gonna. I'm actually gonna set the scene here. So about 5 years ago, All Might came to blows with All for One, his nemesis. All Might and Dusk, his partner at the time, were known for their united charisma, smiling through any trouble. She would handle most of his press so he could focus on being the symbol of peace. During this fight, All Might and Dusk were severely injured, with Dusk near unconsciousness, and he pushed himself past his limit for her, but to no avail. He was in quite a precarious situation. She had been captured, and All Might was faced with a tough decision to save her, or himself, to find and bring her back. Heavily wounded, she ordered him to leave and save himself. In confidence, he chose to trust her abilities and fled to save himself and heal his own wounds. Ever since then, Dusk had disappeared. No one knows whether or not she's alive or dead. So, we're going to actually play a couple of other characters. So, for the sake of this game, All Might's going to be in the same age group as like Midnight and.
I think he is.
Present Mike? No, he's
Or no,
actually
he's
a little
He's
older.
very old.
He's like
I
50
forgot
to
about
60
that.
years old.
Yeah.
But for this game, he's just going to be 30, okay? Cool, good talk.
He's
Um,
years old.
Yeah, he's. So those of you who are playing faculty, which is everybody because I'm a champion, I don't think all of the faculty members were alumni, were they?
I don't think that it's expressly stated, at least in the anime. I know that Razorhead and
Razorhead?
Present Mike Aizawa.
And Midnight went.
Well, I know that Present Mike and Aizawa were in the same class.
Yeah.
I escaped from a lab.
Yeah, you probably didn't go to
Yeah, you
UA.
definitely didn't go to UA.
I wonder if I
What
had
are you?
We know virtually nothing about Snipe's backstory.
Nezu might be a bear or a beaver or a
Right.
rat, but we're really
We're
not
not.
sure. What's
We're not
important is
sure.
that he's the principal.
Yes.
He is the principal character.
Hi, it's me, the principal. Oh no, it was like, hi, it's me. Whether I'm a bear or a dog or a hedgehog doesn't matter because I'm the principal. And I'm like,
I'm going with a badger.
oh fuck us up. He's gonna look us up. Alright, so those of you who are playing Eraserhead, Midnight, and or Present Mike, you are all best friends with Dusk throughout your high school years at UA. And the trio, what?
Fine, I guess.
Actually,
Yeah.
the trio of Present Mike, Midnight, and Dusk were inseparable, but they were often seen hanging out with All Might and Eraserhead. All has been quiet recently. Principal Nezu has summoned you to a staff meeting to discuss a top secret mission, the recovery of Dusk. Sources have stated that she is alive and kept in a laboratory that has been since abandoned. Sources have also, every so often, a team of scientists return to the site and emerge with biological samples and notes. We have a reason to believe that she is indeed alive and can be rescued. I trust that you will make all the preparations for this endeavor. We will embark tomorrow at dark. Until then, you are dismissed. And the next day comes by.
I sound very feminine.
Yeah, you do sound very feminine, possibly because the GM's a woman! GG. Okay, and alright, so you guys find yourself in the front of an old warehouse. Can you put me in the middle of that arc? The very, center point, yeah, right there. Okay, cool. And I guess you guys can pick colors. Okay, so you guys will be coming in from this location. So you can arrange yourselves however you want. You want yellow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are these?
Present Mike is yellow. Eraserhead, what are you?
Dark blue?
Dark blue.
Oh.
Nazir?
Oh, light blue.
Light blue. You're playing Snipe.
Mm-hmm.
You're red.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like? You're Power Loader. Alright. Orange. Cool. Oh, and then Midnight. Oh, look at that. I have the perfect amount. We're a rainbow, guys. Look.
Nice. Are the squares 1 yard or 2?
1 yard.
Okay.
2 yards. 2 yards.
All right.
That means we can move 3 squares?
6. The pace 6 is each pace is 2 yards.
Okay.
Yep. So you can move about. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So
What's the asterisk?
you guys let me know how you want to be configured on this map.
I will be center back.
Let me send it back.
I would have expected Nezir to be
Like
riding
riding.
in Eraserhead scarves like he seems to
Like
be
he
comfortable
always does.
doing.
That seems fun. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay,
Cool.
so we're just gonna move you off the map for now. Okay,
Sounds like a plan.
sounds like a plan. Great. I'm gonna be over here.
I should probably bring up the front as one of the main ranged attackers.
Yeah.
Also, because my attack would mess people up if they were in the way.
Okay. Do you have anywhere you want to be?
What am I?
Okay. How about you?
What am I?
You good? All right.
Mm.
You good too?
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Yep, standard fireball formation.
Okay, cool. So, so as you walk into this abandoned laboratory, you see a bunch of human-sized test tubes, for lack of a better term, but they're like test pods, filled with liquid. Some of them have been broken, some of them have not. Do you guys want to explore any of them?
Yes.
So
Look, I don't
there's
know if you want a beeline. I don't know what you want to do.
To what?
That's a good question.
Do we see a figure down here at the end where this dot is?
Or is that just another, like, thing? Like, is that just
From that distance, it's just like another thing in the tube.
right. So like these broken tubes?
Yes,
at
those
the
are
front?
broken tubes.
And then in here we can see ones that aren't broken.
Well, better put, these are the ones. These are like smaller tubes, so like the children are in there, like children-sized bodies. Parts of organs are in there. It's kind of like canvas level creepy.
Are we coming here with police cooperation?
Nope, it's just the 6 of you.
We are strike force.
I'm going to hop off of Razorhead onto the nearest tube to start looking at its electrical setup.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna ask.
Oh yes, here's my thing again.
That's you.
That was almost good.
That was almost.
What are these?
Actually, nearest tube.
So
here.
to
You
the
want to do this
left.
tube?
that
Yes.
one. That one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I am looking over its electrical setup.
Okay. You're gonna roll, or you're gonna look over its electrical.
Yeah. So should I roll anything, or should I just spend the turn studying?
I could see smart.
Knowledge.
I could see knowledge. I could see
Yeah.
repair.
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll repair for me, or knowledge machine. Do you have knowledge?
Knowledge is just kind of general.
Okay.
I'll go with knowledge.
Okay. What are you looking for?
I'm trying to figure out how the systems here work. What sort of power supply? Basically, I'm gathering the data that my high specs quirk can then analyze and figure out the angles on
What do
later
you
on.
specifically do?
Interesting. Then why the
Right now?
okay.
I'm gathering data.
No, I mean like you're
There's
gathering data, yes,
Right,
but
no,
do you
no,
examine
I
the
see
wiring at the
what
foot
it
of the
is.
tube? Do you look at the way that the tube is made to see like maybe
Trying to
what?
figure out purpose of tube.
Purpose of tube?
Up
Yes.
really bad.
Yeah, would you roll?
I got a 9.
You got a 9? Okay. So what you gather is that this is specifically for preserving bodies through genetic engineering and genetic altercation. Yeah.
So it's designed to preserve a corpse, or it's designed to...
Preserve a living body. And if it's dead, it doesn't give it any kind of nutrition. So if, when you look in there, you can see, because these are shut off, they're no longer in service. So any bodies that are in there are actively decomposing in this liquid. So there's like mold at the top of the liquid, like by the roof. If you look in, like if you look at the angle right at the top of the tube, there's like
gooey stuff.
grime, and it's gross. And you can't really tell what's in it. If it's a person, if it's a thing, you're not quite sure.
For the best.
I'll just close my eyes. That's all good. Okay. Midnight is going to move. She's going to also take a look. Okay, cool. Anybody else want to do anything?
Are we aware of what you found?
Oh, interesting. It looks as though these are designed to keep living specimens living within the tube. These over here seem to be deactivated. And rotting.
Rotting.
So I'm guessing the ones that are growing are working?
Presumably.
Then let's make our way there and see if we can get anybody out of them. I assume there's nothing good to come of them.
Likely not.
Let's go.
I'm gonna move up and provide cover at that corner.
This is you.
Yes.
Honestly,
I
just assume you just
run up
back on.
I remount.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh Jesus. Do you want me to just hold on to it? Because you'll probably be jumping in and out often.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea. All right.
A little more speed. Could just
Yep. Bye, Nezu. Okay. Do we know, Mr. Principal? Do we know of any experiments that have been documented on this kind of study?
Let me think about that for a second.
Call him Mr. President, didn't I? That's a different character.
Almost.
I will take it though. With a 10.
You got 10? Okay. There are no known documented experiments legally of this kind of this nature, but you can recall some of your some sources through the black market that there has been rumors of a group that has been performing these kinds of experiments.
Well, to answer your question, not legally, but my black market connections seem...
Black market connections!
We all know.
I mean, he's got that scar. Where do you think he got it? It wasn't from.
Where do you think he got him, man?
It wasn't from an academic tea party.
Yes, my black market connections seem to have implied that there's a group currently gathering high-quality science materials of this sort, which may well be here.
So people.
Yes. Regrettably, yes.
So then we find out what's going on and break everyone out.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
I wonder if these were actual children. So she'll continue.
These are off. Best not to consider that for the time being.
She'll move to here. Sorry, she's not on that. I'm sorry. I saw my shadow. I was like, that's a good place to move. Alright, so you've moved. Okay, you bring in the pack. Alright, awesome. Where do you want to move?
I'll just move up like 2 squares.
Power
and
loader.
Be on the
Do you want to help out? You Eraserhead over there?
Or do you want to roll
By
on
himself.
stealth?
No, he's not by himself.
Yeah.
He's not by himself. Only a tiny mouse guy that can't fight at all with hand-to-hand combat.
Pardon, Badger.
Bear, maybe.
Hedgehog, but who cares?
Some sort
I
of
would actually
mammalian.
like to get up get up to it, take a look, and roll stealth to hide.
Okay.
Which would be this one. That makes it a 5.
You got a 5?
Yes.
Okay. Can you roll again?
Sure.
And keep going.
14.
Okay, good. You successfully stealth.
I'm floating.
As you come,
Hiding behind Principal Nezu. Brilliant strategy.
you can't see me if I don't move. So,
I presume that I'm just on the tube there.
Oh, I assumed you were
Stealth
contained in my
Do
scarf.
you want to
how
roll?
how are you trying to be stealthy?
So they're giving off a glow, which means that basically anything floor level is going to be well lit. Is there rafters? Is this just an open, like a flat-topped warehouse?
It is it's like a warehouse, but there are rafters, like long poles that are going through. When you look up, there's tons and tons and tons of electrical bundles that are coming down and bunching at each one of these tubes.
Okay, yeah.
So you're
I'm gonna try to get up
jump
and
up there. Okay.
yeah, use my prehensile scarf and climb my.
I mean, he affixed himself to a flat surface with it.
What?
When the dude used the incinerator power and he jumped backwards
Oh, that's
onto
true.
the
He
wall.
He did kind of like
Onto
hang off of it.
he not only he affixed himself to a flat wall with no visible
No, it had
handholds.
like a top. It had like a corner on the top, and he had it wrapped around that. I watched because I was like, "Oh, you can't do that!" Oh, you can. You smart. Okay. All right. So he whips his scarf up and he pulls and he brings Principal Nezu with him and he lands. Can you roll agility for me, please?
Sure. That is a 10.
Nice. And he lands. There's very, very low sound coming from his feet. You could barely hear it unless you were listening for it. Okay, and you're up in the rafters.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So as you stepped into this location before you jumped, it was weight pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So the lights started coming all the way on. So, yep, and illuminated that corridor. And then you jumped up
Okay.
in response to that.
Did we notice do these lights come on?
Those lights do not come on.
Okay.
Not yet.
Do we notice those lights coming on?
Yes, you do because of your angle.
Oh my.
And you hear.
That seems ominous.
We deal with this every day. It's good. It's all cool. Shall we get the fuck out?
I would like to roll notice to just see if anything seems amiss in there.
We'll help you. Add 3.
So I had a 5. You said add 3.
Yep.
So 8.
Okay. So when you peer around this corner, you don't trigger because you're not close enough yet, but you do see there are about two bodies down there, or what you make out to be like one, maybe a half. You're not even sure if that last one is alive.
So the ones that look empty are empty.
Yes.
Okay. Shall we?
Yeah.
Do you see anything further, Mike?
Looks like most of the tubes are empty.
Gonna
There's
start,
a couple on the right.
Oh, you
start.
can't hear anything. Okay.
start walking forward.
Why can't you hear anything? What did I just drop on fire? Oh,
That's important.
that's not that important. It's whatever. Sorry, go on.
I think we're proceeding.
You ever see it? I don't know why so. Can I make you go up, please?
It's already at 100.
Damn it. Monitoring? No. Yep, I guess we're just gonna have to move the mic closer. That's fine.
I mean,
And everyone speak up as they do their things.
the mic is going halfway up the green. It shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing.
Those are, in fact, numbers.
I'm assuming Hedgehog is him.
Yep. I think it'll be fine where it's at. It should be able to pick us up. Can you guys hear us? Have you tried raising your volume?
Sounds good to me.
That was Frickson who said that.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like Hedgehog, can you hear us okay? Blink once if you can hear us.
I mean, I can hear it when I just pulled up the stream on my phone.
Okay.
So
So it looks like it's sounding okay to a couple of the other viewers. So if you don't mind, see if that might be a sound error on your part. It's your part. It's your fault. This is all your fault.
So,
Blink, blink, blink.
yeah.
Yeah.
So shall I take point?
All right. You didn't answer my question. Okay. Well, that's cool.
I-
As you step.
I did. I said there's not all the test tubes are.
Oh, I must have looked
Yeah,
at that.
not.
My
I
bad.
said
I'm sorry.
not all the test tubes have people in them. It looks like there's a couple on the right, maybe one on the left. Hard to see. So then,
The anticipation is exciting.
and then I asked, shall I take point?
As you step,
Yep.
goof, 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 goof. All the lights turn on.
I think they know
Done.
we're here.
That category, or in that category, in that column. Rip. Saku needs some caffeine. Woo! And you hear.
Can you tell where it came from? I mean, I know where it came from. But can you tell where it came from?
Yes, you can tell where it came from.
The GM.
I thought you were gonna say Vegeta, and I was like, "But what?"
So
That's not how
proceeding
it works.
cautiously up. Anyone following me?
I am following you. One more time.
Yes, I will follow you too.
I'll follow too.
Poor Aizawa.
I will keep pace on the other side.
Okay.
I got your
Okay.
back.
So
It's a hiss of a. Maybe my sound setup just sucks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that life sucks for you. You know what? I'm just gonna use dice because I have all the colors on the board. Unless y'all have extra shit. You know what? I'm just gonna. Nezu, you're gonna have brothers. Sorry.
Neat! I thought I was an only child.
oh
My
shit.
world expanding.
More Nezus.
So the pod opens out, and it seems like the crystalline structure that was holding that body begins to lower, almost dissolving into the liquid. And as the thing fully opens, crystalline structure is gone, the fluid is gone, it's all been drained, and a body steps out and slouches. Wet footsteps. Part of his body is kind of rotting. So
Oh, good. Zambies.
oh yes. Go ahead and
Seems pretty hurt.
No, I don't think we can see
it's
it
the
from
one
our
in it's in
angle.
front of it's the one in front of Eraserhead.
Yeah.
What would you roll if I wanted to see if you got like distracted by the smell, if it's too much for you?
Spirit
Would that be could be spirit
for vigor.
or could be vigor. Go ahead and roll vigor for me.
7.
Okay. It is unpleasant, but you can get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yup, that's right. And it comes out and it slouches, and then it like turns itself down the corridor, just kind of like looking.
So from our angle, we can't see it?
I don't think any of us have an angle on it. I mean, we can probably hear slapping footsteps, and we
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you won't. Power loader might have a good angle to see what's going on.
I mean, are these things suspended in the air?
No, they're like humanoids. They just walk.
Well,
No,
no, these because
The
I
bats.
just don't think he has an angle
Yeah.
there.
Oh, I see. No,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Then I guess you're blind. Fuck you.
I mean,
Well,
we could.
Yeah, they're just like raised on a platform and just kind of like angled down so that people can walk by them.
What does the entity look like?
It's humanoid.
Should have brought Cementos.
What?
Should have brought Cementos.
Cementos.
Yeah.
That was actually I was thinking about making him available, but then I was like,
He's too OP.
Yeah, I was like, nobody cares.
Oh, are we in a city? Victory.
Yeah, victory. It's like a withered part of the body. It seems to have retained its original height, and like the other half of it's kind of like limping a little bit. The height is mismatched. The legs don't look like they're part of one person's. That they belong to one person. Seems like it's a leg of some other person, perhaps even like a feminine leg with another masculine leg. So like
Kind of Frankensteinian.
yeah, and it's rotting. So like some of its flesh kind of like globs off and hits the ground. It's kind of gross. Yeah, it's very concerning.
Okay.
Just a little bit. You might be concerned for their health. Seems to have like a semi-beak structure in its face, but you can't really tell because it's all like melty.
So, to the
What?
group behind.
In the exposed brain.
No exposed brain.
Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Look closer.
Should we go check that out?
It's up to you.
Ye-
Oh, you're asking me because I was like, why are you asking me? You tell me. Do you want to do that?
Midnight's been a
What
little
was
snappy.
that?
Surprisingly passive, Midnight.
I'm going to
That's cool. Whatever.
walk back and go around.
This was you, right?
Yep. And I'm going to try to go to the edge.
Mike,
and
we can try and flank them from the other side. With snipe going in that direction, they should be covered.
Yeah. That's probably good. So, Snipe darts back there. Are we dropping into some sort of combat rounds at this point,
It'll be
or?
very soon. Right. So.
I mean, so far nobody's noticed. It hasn't noticed anyone to my knowledge.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I assume it would have done some horrible rotting shriek if it had seen me.
So is there appears to be something in here on the map. Is there something in this
There
pod?
is something in that pod. So as you look further into it, you see, like, it's not a full body. The body looks like it's dead, but like, it's got 2 arms. Arms don't match, and like its limb has been torn apart. No head, no legs, just torso.
Oh no, torso boy!
Rip.
Literally, is it rip? So I guess we'll continue moving up here. Snipe is at the corner. Although realistically, as far as fire support goes, I think you could have stayed with us because in the show, Snipe shot through a mountain.
Around.
Yeah.
It is around.
Yeah, you just
The bullet
bang,
just goes
bang,
around
bang,
whatever.
bang, the bullets.
I'm just trying to get my eyes on
In fact, why are you in the building at all? Go 5 miles back.
And it comes out.
Overwatch.
I need so much liquid to get through this.
It's hot. Wait,
Okay, so creature comes out in front of us,
Right.
and like
Super gross zombie thing.
really fucking gross. Please roll a vigor. Please roll a vigor, just one.
1 vigor. Vigor is a DA.
Power loader, you roll vigor too.
That is a fur.
You got 4.
Fur.
You are thoroughly disgusted by this. You're not like incapacitated, but it's
Shaken?
like smelling, huh?
Shaken?
Not stirred.
Not.
There's a thing for that.
I know.
Okay.
He's not shaken yet.
Okay.
Well, no, he's not. He just missed
Oh
it.
god.
But
Present Mike vomits. Everyone who's 5 miles hears it. They all vomit.
So it smells like sewage. It is disgusting. It's like taking partial rot and keeping it in a small sealed container. For
Yeah.
and it smells kind of gross. Just a little bit, like a whole lot of it. Like you just do not want to be there. You are on the cusp of vomiting. It's just your body does not want to be here either. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Midnight. She steps back. And she's plugging her nose because that is disgusting crap. How'd you do?
6.
Yeah, 6. And power loader's just not affected.
Power loader is power loader. Power loader does.
Power loader don't care.
Power
loader don't care. Power loader's just like, that's unpleasant. That's unfortunate. That must suck for you. Here we go.
That it actually fits. Person, this is not the part of the city person Mike enjoys being in.
I don't like this shit. Get me out of here. Where did I put the cards?
Over
Right
here.
You shuffle it for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Do we need to draw cards for initiative?
Yes, you do. Alright. I hear that you have shuffled it. But considering it was a stupid ass shuffle, I've elected to reshuffle.
Oh damn.
Man, you didn't even know how many times I shuffled that.
You just get
It was.
Yep.
He's been shuffling it continuously.
Well, I know what I'm getting. And so do... They did not.
Okay, so it's who beats what?
I have the Jack of Hearts.
Spades beats hearts, beats diamonds, beats clubs. I got 5.
Yeah,
10.
we don't have any ties unless we have.
Unless there's stuff on the
You have
GM
8?
side. And clubs is the worst suit.
Club is the worst, spades is the
Best.
best.
Yes.
Who has spades?
I'm pretty sure our enemies already know that we're here. Let's make sure of it. I don't want to touch the thing, so I'm gonna blast it with my voice.
Okay.
I have literally no idea what I roll for that.
Let's see.
Me either.
Well, so there was a skill for activating powers, and I wasn't sure if we were going to use it.
Yeah, I don't
We
know.
could just make it a flat spirit roll.
Yeah, let's do that.
Well,
Exploding 12.
Actually, go ahead and roll me a strength roll instead. My bad.
I see how it is.
Yep. Oh, did you roll well on that one?
Roll a 14.
Oh, rip. You know what? Keep it. Just keep it. Next time we'll do a strength roll.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious.
No, just.
Yeah, that would have been a little worse than a 14.
Alright, you got 14.
Yep.
You can I like roll to see if I dodge that?
So it's up to you because everything's weird, but
yeah, this
considering
is
that his voice covers swaths of forest.
well. That's when he wants it to. This is very directed at this one specific target.
So, I mean, I guess it'd be your roll
So,
versus their parry.
Parry. So it should hit 2 plus half their fighting.
Gotcha. So Hedgehog. So we're actually not using all of Savage World's all of their structure because it's only a 4 game game. Instead, I decided I was just gonna take the bare minimums.
It's
The
Savage
bear-
World inspired.
Minimums for it's Savage World inspired very very loosely, but this is a lot more of a heavy RP. Okay, so you got a 4 or a
14.
heavy RP based game. So
Yeah.
you got a 14. All right, cool. So you plant your legs and you take a deep breath. Yeah. And the creature Jesus Christ, I can't find dice when I need them. There. Nice. Alright, so it kind of reels back and kind of goes in the same direction as your shockwaves. And then it kind of pulls back really slowly and takes a step at you.
Fantastic.
Okay, who's next? Let's see. Eraserhead, you're next.
Cool.
Straight up by its toenails.
That's actually the plan. I'm going to try to use my, again, prehensile scarf to wrap the thing up, and then if I can...
Doesn't the scarf only become prehensile when he uses his quirk?
No.
No, it's unrelated
Yeah,
to his
it's,
quirky practice.
it's just an item. I don't know why everyone
so
doesn't
good.
use one.
It is a martial arts that he has studied.
Yeah,
It's
and I
taken
don't
like
know why
6
it isn't
years.
the main
Because you have to learn it
curriculum.
for like 6 years. Why it's not the main
Yeah, what is your? It's a school. What is your point? Why is that not the main thing every?
It's only 3 years of school though.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
It seems a legit thing that should be more
Why,
popular.
why
than
do the
it is.
police not? Eraserhead's a dude.
Well, Yorozu used it to great effect after she copied it.
Well, no. Yeah. Yorozu
Just
used
threw
a
it at him.
catapult and fire to activate cheating.
Yeah.
So she used the same style of martial arts,
Not
the
even.
Chi-Tang style.
Yeah, that's true. It was the Chi-Tang
Nice,
style.
I like that.
All right.
Yeah, you've seen people use the Chi-Tang style, like shard.
Involves a lot of really high numbers.
Okay, so you try to.
So the goal
steer-
is to is
Gives you,
to
additional
wrap him up
points.
and then jump down and
Suspend
act as
him.
ballast.
That joke.
Go ahead and roll agility for me.
Oh, that is less than amazing. That is a 3.
Man, if only you had some BS percentiles you could roll.
You got a 3. Okay, so you throw the scarf down, and in the last
Zombie.
minute, the body doesn't even look like it acknowledges that you're there. It doesn't even look like it registered, and it comes to life and catches your scarf and begins pulling it with one
Okay.
grab, one blow. Cool. Anything else?
I don't know. What happens when it pulls?
Huh?
What happens when it pulls?
I mean, roll agility again.
Okay. That is fine.
A little better.
Okay, you stagger forward, and which you manage to keep your footing, but they can hear cling, cling, cling with your footsteps. And it starts looking up and it at you. Okay, so let's see.
Brains?
3. Power load.
Come on.
Alright.
Power load out.
I'm gonna just run forward and punch the shit out of
Stop, I'm gonna run away. Oh, bye, I guess. Alright, so you're gonna go and punch them. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Power Loader's gonna use his big mechanical
Power
alien
loaders.
fighting skeleton.
Yeah, yes, like that.
I guess that's this.
Sounds like you're rolling 2 dice.
Can you try one?
Because I mean,
No, it was
he
your
has
ring.
a
It was
ring.
your ring.
theoretically, shouldn't everybody be rolling 2 dice? Because the
No.
the D6 wild card dice. That was a D4.
If we were using the wild die, it would be a D6.
Ah, we are not.
It's a 4.
To my knowledge, we are not.
Not for this, no.
Okay.
You got a 4? Well done. All right, so you run by and you pull your hands, and as you do, there's like a mechanical warrior machine's responding to you, and you go make a lunge. I don't know how he does it, but he has steel claws. So you go and make a punch, and the creature kind of like sloppily tries to dodge and doesn't get out of your range in enough time, and you nick a part of it. And a little chunk of flesh just kind of falls on the ground, and then there's a little on your claws too. Just like, ew. Ew. Yeah, cool. Okay. Let's see. All right, and that monster will, when he staggers back, and he comes at you. So I'm gonna roll a strength check against you, Neo. I did not do well. So, whiff. It whiffs. Yeah, I don't know. Its eyes got gooped over. I don't know. Shitty day for it. Okay. And the other monster that is on Aizawa's scarf will start pulling very slowly. And it does very well. So it'll like fully jerk you. Do another agility.
Can I do an agility to abandon ship if he fails his agility?
Yes. You can even try and assist him with the strength.
Yes. Oh no, strength's not going to happen.
You said to roll agility?
Yes.
Cool, 9.
You got a 9.
Yeah. 6.
You got a 6. 4.
Agility.
For agility to jump ship.
2.
So you successfully jump ship.
Huzzah!
And it pulls and it lurches you forward, and it seems to have like caught, like somewhere the fabric has caught, and it pulls you forward, and you manage to get your footing again, but your foot slipped this time. You're like, oh shit! Oh no! Okay. Who's next? Nezu, you're next.
Hello. So,
Now that you're a free bird.
from way I can tell it, Eraserhead is here, and Critter's here. And Eraserhead was pulled this way, so I assume I sort of jumped this way.
Yeah,
I would like to picture myself as being hanging on to a light fixture above the thing. And then I'd like to utilize my mighty mammalian mandibles to, and drop said light upon the thing.
You want to.
He wants to chew
bite
through the wire.
a live.
Electrical
Very
wire.
carefully.
He's just gonna chew around the electricity. He's a genius. Maybe he can do it.
You know, he does have high specs.
That's nice.
Okay, go ahead and roll agility. Or
Ooh, no, you know what
roll
you should do
agility and
instead?
Smarts for me, please.
What's that?
You should chew on an adjacent non-electrical wire that will swing, creating a chain reaction because you're brilliant and stuff to accomplish the same thing. Because
I'd like to roll for chain reaction, please.
you know his entire power.
But
Yes.
yeah, that is what he does.
That is actually a good point. I will in fact be chewing over here to get the thing to fall, swinging down,
swear.
and batting it, knocking it off into the
So
distance.
you're trying to like weaken the structure with the big lights and just have it like
Whoosh! Yes.
much smarter,
Yes.
much smarter choice.
Yes.
Because I rolled 100% on my die. You
What?
would have been electrocuted.
Wow, that would have sucked.
So good choice. Good choice on that.
So, I'm going to go with my repair, I guess, or
Smarts
knowledge.
or-
Two smarts.
Smart? Can do. Yes, that's not D20. Ah! 13!
Well done. Okay.
We were getting a decent number of 12s.
That's weird.
Followed by 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
Alright, so the fixture comes off. You get like a slight bruise, like it nicks a little bit of your arm off, nothing to do major damage. And the light fixture comes down. Please roll agility to stay on this fixture.
Oh, yes. Yes, because
You did nothing to get off of it before. Okay.
oh, I sort of pictured myself hanging on to the part that's staying up
Okay,
here.
okay, then
But
roll an agility to make sure that the jostle doesn't also take you with it.
That.
Specialist.
9?
Well, he,
You got a 9.
But he should mostly stay
Okay.
in the shadows, and then when the enemy shows itself,
And you did well.
everyone
You
else
succeeded.
goes, "Wah."
No jostling. Cleanly comes down. Crash. And it hits the
Well,
the
you haven't tried
monster.
turning them off. Maybe
Ah!
you turn off the quirk even more.
Okay. Next.
I also forget that I'm
What?
not. I don't have a
Midnight.
orbital.
Midnight will tear part of her.
How does that not put us to sleep, by the way?
I was just about to sound like, wait a second. Hold your breath. It can't be defended against if you hold your breath or cover your mouth.
That's true.
If you
I'm
use
not a
tape-
human male. Am I immune?
Nope.
Drat!
Drat.
And you're male, so it's still effective.
I know.
Very effective against the male half. Okay,
I just hear somebody Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Alright, so she's gonna open, she's actually just gonna tear it open. Can Power Load and Present Mike roll me Vigor?
Okay, you ready for this one?
I could see her using a latex costume,
Yeah,
because
no,
then it
that's
could be
okay.
like melted back afterwards. To
That's
No,
kind
it's-
of what she
Hair
does.
It's a spandex base, I think.
Yeah.
That's a 3.
6.
Paolo, you get a little dozy. Just like blinking your eye. Like nobody can see this, fortunately for you, because his face is covered by mask. But he's like blinking vigorously to stay awake. He's taking deep breaths to try and like get more oxygen into his body.
Wouldn't that make it worse though?
Fuck! You're right. Okay, so you don't. You just gotta like do jumping jacks. I don't fucking know. Keep yourself.
Do
So
some squats.
so does Power Loader get bulldozy?
Or starts bulldozing off.
And President Mike, you managed to hey, watch where you're pointing that. Cover your mouth. Cover your nose and your mouth. Alright, and that will be, and then the creature doesn't seem to initially be affected by this at all. So now there's just a field of sleepy. Alright, Snipe, you up.
Alright.
Cast gun.
I'm
Bam!
gonna try to shoot like the arm like they shoot in the villains.
The socket?
Yeah,
To wing them.
to wing them.
Yeah, he's trying to immobilize them by putting a bullet in their ball and socket joint.
Oh, excellent.
Nice.
He's trying to make them more American.
Mm-hmm.
Make gun into
Because we've all been shopping for it, right?
No, by putting more guns.
I got a one.
More guns. You got a one.
I rolled a 1. Technically it's 3, but I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
How does your power not give you more bonuses than that?
I would like to home that.
I mean,
Wait, which one are you shooting at?
The
This
one
one?
over there near Eraserhead.
Gang! He shoots you off, and
And it hits this one.
Ah!
Oh shit, I missed.
Ah, nuts!
It's
That's
like
not the one I wanted.
you're at the shooting range, nothing but bullseyes, but not on your own target.
But not under
Bang.
pressure. Can't perform well under pressure. It's okay. They have medicine for that. It's fine.
He's LRMs. He's minimum range.
So you fire off two shots, and one seems to whiz by, catching what looks like it was his hair, and a glob of it comes off and splats disgustingly on the floor. And the other one, whizzes past his arm and cuts part of the skin off.
Okay.
Not very much damage, but enough damage, and there's just like this oozing, gross, kind of circular entryway at the top of their shoulder. He just lets out a cry. Ah! Okay, back to the top. President Mike. Also, Hedgehog says that your puns are bad and you should feel bad.
So did my voice look like it had any effect on it?
It didn't seem to have an effect, but it seemed that you could knock it down. Like, it was like, oh god, I gotta do the Matrix just to
the
survive.
pure
the shock.
concussive force of it did.
Right, but it seems like punching would... I cast fist. I mean, gotta knock these things out somehow. Is there anything I can pick up to hit it with?
Not that you know of.
Well, let me kick it in the shins then. I want to touch it.
I'm pretty sure, like, all of the heroes have had some sort of combative, like, experience.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
hand-to-hand combat.
No. Nezu, master of jujitsu.
I can see that.
Or judo.
Unfortunately, he does not.
I want an Oreo. It's like passing an Oreo.
Though he does have a phenomenal academic understanding of the physics of it.
Nice.
Okay, so this would be a fighting... 3!
Alright.
This is how the teachers got defeated by zombies.
This is supposed to be, like, way easier than this, guys. Whiff! 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 And the thing's just kind of, like,
I mean...
calmly dodging by you.
We'll talk about my opinion of the statistics of this system later.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
Oh, no.
It is.
Alright, so you throw a couple of punches. First one, nothing but air. Second one, nothing but air. Third one, psh, got him on the face. Ah, and it's very angry at you. How dare you touch his beautiful face.
Right.
Okay, who's next? Erase their head.
cool.
Erase the head.
Let's see. So since I'm obviously not going to drag it up off of the ground,
Up on the housetop. Thank you.
I'm then just going to try to carry the same plan, which is use the raptors as a fulcrum, and instead just Tarzan swing to kick it in the face.
What is up with you and kicking things in the face?
It's an effective strategy.
Oh, all right.
I can't imagine it wouldn't be. There we go.
Yeah.
Now they're doing things. Cool. So that'll be a
23.
25.
Wow.
25.
All right. Okay, so Eraserhead just simply like looks down, and he just kind of boop and like drops straight down. The scarf runs. It runs its entire length, and then it catches onto the pole, and he uses that momentum to swing forward, kick him in the face.
Wait, that scarf has a finite length?
When it's appropriate. When appropriate, yes.
When in doubt, kick things in the face, rip.
Alright.
Alright, kicks it in the face, and the thing staggers back, and there's like a notable dent in its upper shoulder.
Should I roll damage?
Yes.
Cool. I got a raise on
I've just
that.
been writing damage
So I get
down.
an extra D6. 4 plus 8
12.
is 12.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
What does that even mean in this game?
So
Any damage past your toughness you take.
sort of, it's if you take damage past your toughness, you are shaken, which is like Pathfinder staggered, and you have to make a spirit roll to unshaken. And if people raise or get 4 higher than your toughness, then they get wounded. After 3 wounds, they are incapacitated. Or if you beat their toughness and the GM determines that it is appropriate, that could also incapacitate. So it's either at when they would get shaken or no, I think it's when they would get wounded or at 3 wounds that they get incapped.
Gotcha.
And every raise on the damage past their toughness, every extra raise is an extra wound.
So as you kick into him, you turn your heel very quickly to kind of do extra damage to it, and it falls back, it screams in pain, and its arm seems to be a heck of a lot lower than it used to be. It seems like it got dislocated. It's just kind of like hanging there now.
I will retract my scarf if possible.
It's prehensile.
Well, I mean, so long as it's not like holding on to it.
Okay, Eraserhead, power loader,
Casts fist! Or weird metal claw.
divine fist.
Craft's fist.
Oh shit. Damn it, I want another warrior.
I guess I'll punch it. That's a 9.
Nice.
Does that beat its parry?
Yeah, you do it. Okay, so you what do you do exactly?
Just gonna punch
You're
him
gonna
in
go
the face.
bam, or you're gonna try and like claw, because you have steel claws.
I mean,
You about to throw.
Are those on the end of his hands? I thought those would be covered by his giant mechanical mech suit.
No, I'm just gonna opt for it to be on
Okay.
his hands for now.
Power loader. He can do anything a power loader does.
What? So I made a terrible mistake of typing in Power Loader Dub instead of My Hero Academia Power Loader Dub, and I got the video of an actual power loader, and I was very, very confused
Whoa,
as to why this video was in fact dubbed.
I was
That was
hoping,
really what my priorities were.
I was hoping you were going to get power loader dubstep, where someone had taken the sounds of a power loader and made dubstep.
Oh my god.
Or lo-fi hip-hop beats to study too?
So I think you roll
Lo-fi.
strength for damage.
Yes.
So what is your strength stat?
What's your strong?
D12.
yeah.
Yeah, so you roll a d12 and that's your damage.
Noise.
Get that sweet,
I
sweet
just heard
36.
moist. Was that right?
Nice.
Oh, I
S'more.
was like, what the hell's moist? What's moist?
Noise.
That's a 7.
7 damage?
7 damage.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So, you make this lunge at this really weird looking creature, and you, once you can feel flesh in your claws, you actually dig in deeper and then pull away as fast as you can, and you leave a gigantic gash, claw-shaped gash in their chest, and it screams out in agony, which I don't really want to do because I think I ran out of drink. Oh, I have drink! Ah! I gotta do it every time, dude. It sucks. Okay. And it staggers back and it falls on the ground on its booty.
This is why so many villains are mute. Don't have to pay voice actors.
You're right.
Also, the Wilhelm scream.
That's true.
Alright,
Get
and
you,
so it falls backwards, it
Wilhelm
falls
scream
on its
button.
back, and then it's trying to like, it's like completely recoiling in this blow that you've dealt it, and it's trying to stand back up, and as it stands up, the weight of its body snaps its leg in half, and it falls back down, and it's trying to crawl towards you guys now. Yeah, so that's its turn.
Oh my.
So it's trying to crawl towards you now. It's like small, and it's missing a leg. So it's like every so often it'll try to like stand back up, like off.
On its nub.
Yeah, it uses like its little nub, and then it'll try to fully stand up on its other leg, and then fall back down because it doesn't have another full leg.
Then it goes full man mode, nubs its other leg so it can fight on its nubs.
Yup. Okay.
I'll bet your knees caps off.
Yeah. So the one with its arm that's dislocated is now. Are you on the ground at this point?
Yes.
Okay. He's gonna try and go for a punch.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think it hit.
Yeah, 11?
Yeah.
Cool.
Didn't push by that
What
much.
on 11? A 13, because I exploded that die. 13.
That'll raise.
That's how
Extra
Eraser,
d6 for damage.
that's how Eraserhead died.
Oh, goodbye, Racerhead. 5.
Does not quite break my toughness.
Nice. Okay. So it punches you. Doesn't seem to do very much damage. You just kind of take it. You're like, whatever.
Yeah,
don't
it
care.
hurt.
Fuck you.
Hurt, but I'm okay.
Fuck you, man. Okay, who's next? Nezu.
Hello. I'm holding my action.
Alright, smart move. Midnight. So she's currently trying to put things to fucking sleep over there, and it's just not working, so she brandishes her whip, and she walks forward.
And she nanas.
I hate you. So,
I love you.
aw, thanks, man.
I wasn't done.
Oh, shit. In the arms. Oh, baby. Okay.
Someone get some pictures of some depressing pets or some children from Africa.
So it does which she whips and she does not do shit.
See, she needed to nene.
Whoosh!
If she'd done
She doesn't
that,
have her hair
million
now.
damage.
Alright, so she
Yeah.
tries to hit it actually just it slaps it on the head, and then the creature just kinda like just like looks at her, just like eee. Gross. That's kinda weird. Not today, Satan. Alright, snipe.
Snipe
Cast
like
gun.
Red Dead Redemption 2 like reloads. So it's just fucking magic.
Good.
And then just shoots 2 more times.
Yeah, it's a solid 6.
Okay.
Average.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, how do I roll damage for shooting?
What is damage?
Oh, it's actually
done?
8. Sorry, 8. Let's do it. What? How do you?
I
shoot?
think it's a D8.
So it's just a
What-
D8.
Gun damage is preset.
On a scale of 1 to 5, how much damage should Snipe's guns do?
Probably a 3. Dude's done
D8.
some devastating damage
Cool.
before, but it's not like blow shit
Right, he's
up.
not using a shot. He's not using a slug shotgun.
4.
Alright. Okay. This thing is like now that you let out 2 other shots, hits it in the shoulder, and the other shoulder, it's free shoulder, the one that's not like at its hip at this point, and it puts a nice little crater into its side, and it's just bam, bam. Oh, sad day.
Is that what it says?
No, it does not say Sunday.
You have shot knowledge of the Japanese language into this monster.
I'm
It
sorry.
has a translator.
I'm playing the dub.
You have shot knowledge of hamburgers into this monster.
Shit. All right, back to the top.
McDonald's. I'm
McDonald's it.
gonna try and cast fists again.
Okay. I don't know why you do that. You should use your voice
It didn't appear to have any significant effect.
that you saw.
Yeah, that is what I have to go off of. Does he have any other experience fighting zombies?
Yeah! I just want to. No! No! God.
So who's next? That's a solid one.
So, you go to punch him, you got really good form, and then you remembered that he is now half.
I remembered he's on the ground. Shit, I shouldn't have
And
tried.
like halfway through your punch, you're like, I will remember you. Next time, I'll know where you were next time. Alright, and it's Eraserhead's turn again.
Cast Scarf.
The Razor Man.
Is it still standing?
It is really, it's in really bad shape.
I'm gonna click on my eyes,
See if it turns off.
see if it has a quirk. Like that's
Does it-
animating it.
Blurp.
No?
Nope.
Cool. That's what I thought. And yeah, I'm just gonna kick it again, I guess. Roundhouse kicks seem to be working.
Roundhouse kick.
That is a 9.
It does not make it.
Cool.
Okie dokie. Power loader.
Alright.
He's like,
Same
"Meow."
thing I've been doing.
Second verse, same as the first. Put him on a train so we can put him in a hearse.
6.
You got a 6?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
That was a D12.
That's a 1.
That's when you think about this. This is like
So it takes 1 damage, right?
the pro heroes.
Okay, cool.
Remember
Again,
play.
you go in, you try to use the same
She
technique, but it
is.
seemed to have learned where
It's
you
not gonna
usually
go
swing the distance from your body that your hand moves.
understand.
And it steps
Hard
just
credit
out of
cards
that range, but not fast enough, and you get a little bit of its flesh, and you again cast it aside because it's disgusting and smells
You don't
gross
actually get better than this.
on your pristine silver claws. Or
You
or
get
steel claws, whatever the hell
More
they are.
dramatic.
Alright,
Yeah.
cool. So
Just
that
go
monster then
You
kind
get more
of
dramatic and more dramatic.
it's
Actually,
shorter.
you explode less often.
That's true.
So
D6 is about the sweet
the,
spot.
the,
Yeah,
the problem,
it's
the
way
problem
shorter, and it's
with
gonna try and like
system
lunge
like
at
this
your feet and like take
is
you down with it.
rolling this compared
Okay.
to rolling this in terms of the number you get is not significantly different. This is one functionally.
It does not do that.
And you explode less often.
Alright.
What the system
For the
needs
other
to
guy.
do
Yep, the other
I'd
guy.
like to interrupt him.
let you roll,
Okay.
So a post agility thing to try and interrupt him in the
Why not?
initiative order.
I didn't get out a D6.
And then I want to
That
interrupt
does
him
normally
by
only
not
do
only
6 as
swinging
well as
another light
everything
fixture
else.
into him,
Yeah, I haven't read
but
it yet.
I'd like to ride said light fixture and get myself tossed down the hallway a little bit at the end of it.
Cool.
And how do you manage that?
That's normally
With that
standard
precision.
there.
With my high specs.
Okay.
Uh,
No, like, tell
Pers-
me your process.
rolling like your
So,
plus
It's a heavy role playing game. You gotta tell me if you want to do some special shit.
What-
How you
that
gonna
would
do
be-
it?
That makes a big difference.
So,
but because we're playing
uh,
flat.
Previously, I had gotten one of the ones that was facing like this. I'm going to grab the one over here,
At our break.
and basically it is,
I'm not, 'cause after the
I want to drop this one, swing it this way. It's actually going to hit into the one that's still dangling from the other way. And the two of them are going to hit him, but having hit this one is actually going to deflect this one enough so that rather than, going off to the sides either way, my trajectory when I release is going to be sending me down the hallway here. Now I'll sort of do a tumbly roll to land safely. Distracting the thing and whomping it in the head and keeping it from attacking you.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Roll smarts first.
Smarts.
Then
I can do
strength.
that.
And then agility.
Alright. Smarts. 9.
Okay.
And then strength, you say? For the impact?
Yeah, for the impact.
Would it be based off strength, considering it's none of my strength involved here. It's all gravity and mass and such.
Okay, then roll agility.
Ooh.
That'll be 50.
Good. 6. Technically 60, but that's because I used the percentile side. So 6.
Roll again.
And that is a 8.
Okay. And then roll one more time. Agility.
Okay.
This is for your landing.
Right. 7.
7. Okay, cool. So, so you successfully unhinge this light fixture, and as you go down, you realize you're slightly off course, and you kind of like lurch your body over to the side to get it corrected back again. And it goes and hits the second fixture. Yeah. Both of them slide right into him, and at that point, you let go and let the momentum take you. You successfully do your roll, and when you stand up, you do one of those gymnastics, like, ta-da! And you successfully hit him. Go ahead and roll damage.
Woohoo! And what do I roll for damage? What's a light fixture do?
I think light fixtures about a D8.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 million damage. I mean, I'm not saying Principal Nezu is Dr. Evil. But
Okay,
might
so
be Dr.
as it
Evil's
hits, it because it's in an X formation, completely severs the body.
Murderer.
Looks like he's beside himself.
Shit, dog, no.
Oh no, you've made Sandy cross.
Anyway.
Did we mention he shouldn't be in the same room?
Yeah, apparently. Apparently, this is my life now. Okay, so the creature is screaming, just completely wails as it's torn apart, and its body is just splattered everywhere. Some rotten flesh gets on the test tube or on the test pods. Rotten flesh kind of splatters and makes trails on the ground. Some of it gets near your shoes. You get a little scared, just move your feet a little bit, just like, oh no, this is terrible.
Atrocious.
Yep. Some of it flies at Eraserhead. Eraserhead, please roll agility.
Okie dokie.
Please sidestep that.
That is a 4.
It's a sad day for you. You get a little bit on your arm. You get a little bit on your jacket, not on the scarf. We will protect the scarf.
Gross.
Okay, and that creature is dead.
He does wear shoes.
Okay. Nezu. Oh,
Hello.
you took a
Yes. I
You've already
should
taken your
yes.
turn. And then Midnight. So she'll hear the clank. What was that? Are you okay, Mr. Principal?
All's well. Alright, do you need assistance over there?
Why is he so fucking British?
It's the one voice Atreus
This is
has.
so fucking British! Everything's right here, him! Hip hip cheerio, you know?
With this exact posture.
Precisely.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay, and she will attempt to tear a second part of her outfit. Hold your breath again, boys! And tears it open. Please roll vigor.
Come
Does
on,
her
one.
suit, have Velcro or something?
No, she gets it remade every time.
She.
I'm imagining that because it's always a new
So,
outfit.
so
It's a new
the thing
bodysuit.
is, she in the one in the one scene, she actually she used to wear basically just
Belts.
no, it was like a bunny girl costume. In the anime, at least, it was like a bunny girl costume, the just covering some parts, strategic parts of her torso,
But
and
it's
she
like a
was.
belt of pouches, I thought.
She had some other stuff, some like gadgets and stuff. Yeah.
It's basically like
She was.
it's basically just like a corset with strategic belts.
That's what she used
Underbust.
to wear to
Yeah.
have like full skin exposure to maximize her power, but
because of the laws,
they wrote laws.
they wrote laws for her. Like she
to-
specifically had to have her outfit like
Right.
concealing. Because then, like, so people wouldn't fucking fall asleep all around her all the time. Hi, I'd like to order an egg McMuffin. Oh, you're asleep now? That's great.
That's not how I interpreted it.
Oh no,
it was
literally
indecency. Yeah, they were
That's
literally
true,
just
that too.
that's what they were. Like she
You
has
just see the
control
X-ray
over her
hero.
power. It's just with the clothes on, she has to rip a small part of it to make the thing happen.
Oh, I thought it was also the cloth that was inhibiting the aura because it was a sensuous aura.
I think it
fragrance.
is, but I think she has enough control over it that when she was wearing that, she didn't just walk around putting people to sleep.
I think it's that she doesn't have to try to suppress it.
She might not have to try and suppress it as much, but I really think that she didn't need it. That's my interpretation.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't need no clothes.
so vigor rolls
Yes,
from
please, both of you.
yeah.
Best of luck.
2, twice as good as you.
This is so unfortunate.
Yeah, why did we bring her?
Both of the
This is how I get eaten by a zombie.
both of the power loader goes to sleep. And then President Mike's like, whoa. Falls like face down, ass up, is just laying there like arms splayed out. It's just a sad day. Just a sad day. Okay, so and so she the creature actually kind of gets like droopy, and so it's like kind of like laying, like kind of slumping over a little bit. I'm still gonna need backup here. 2 of them fell asleep on the job.
Oh wow, you took out 2 of them?
Principal Desert's a sassy.
No, Mr. Principal. Okay, who's next? Snipe.
Ours is dead. Yeah. Or
Shoot this one.
Like run over there.
No, just shoot from there.
It's his power. It's what he does.
just shoot down this corridor and have it loop around the
That's not even how that works.
It is when you have homing.
He has a superpower.
Okay.
It's literally control the trajectories
is
of
that
his
actual
bullets.
work? Is
Yes.
that homing?
Yeah.
Wait,
that's,
it's homing?
do I need to go pull
I
up?
thought it was like super accuracy. My bad.
Yeah, it is. But the bullet, like when you fire it, it tracks that bullet through a canyon that you can't see through.
telekinetic control of said bullet after each.
Is what it definitely appears to be.
At +2.
Cute. Oh, I had +2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I just rolled a 1 the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting a second one. You're getting a
Okay.
second +2.
That's a little better.
9,
11.
11.
It's now an 11.
It's now 11.
Yep. So it shoots, go, pew, and
Fire
it
behind.
shoots, and it
Oh,
finds its way
incoming.
through the pods, and it hits the temple of this creature. Go ahead and roll that. Well, I guess you don't have to roll damage.
I guess we're just murdering people.
Yeah, we are shitty heroes in this timeline.
I mean, dead
Captain
There are
Manslaughter.
zombies. There are zombies.
Never encountered dead people. We don't know this actually.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you do. This is like
I'm
this
not-
is literally rotting.
Apparently,
meat.
I
I'm
wore
not a
the
doctor,
right
but
shirt
I
for
thought
this.
they're not dead
I
technically.
would like to opt for like shooting it.
Nezu, roll knowledge or no, roll healing.
Roll knowledge zombies.
Other zombies. Okay. What's the? Oh, it was D8. I'm gonna do my damage. I'm not questioning things. I got an 8.
Keep going.
Okay. I got
13.
13 on D6 for healing.
It's a zombie.
It's not alive. They are animated, but
Excuse me.
Well,
it's not alive. How
they
would
are-
you apply?
they're
Flesh
they're animated through technology. They're not animated through a quirk. To make it clearer, for you, you shoot it right through the temple, pew, and it exits the other side, and the creature just falls with a nice satisfying splat.
A lot of
And
reaction.
as it splats, some of its flesh gets on Present Mike and some of it gets on Power Loader, and they're just. And Midnight makes sure. Hold on.
1.
She definitely steps back and does not get hit with sludge.
Why did we bring her?
Hey, she got it like
feel like
immobilized, so then you can get a +2, alright? So you shut your
I
mouth.
feel like somehow this was Principal Nezu's plan all along.
Alright. Did you guys wake him up? Did you guys wake up your fellow coworker?
I don't know. Does she wake us up?
Hey, get up! Kicks in your face. No, I'm just kidding.
Interesting.
She'll like,
Further...
oh no, she'll use her little
whip?
clog. Just like kind of put you guys like
So
very
catty.
lightly, very caressingly, softly, and try to wake you guys up.
Interestingly,
Quit
upon
sleeping on the job.
Should we roll vigor to wake up, or
Nah, you gotta wake up. You don't need to.
I choose to go back to sleep?
upon further analysis, it seems as though these are not actually living beings, more animated technological abominations.
Yeah.
Isn't that fascinating?
Not
Tasty.
Fascinating. All right, cool. And anyone step forward? These creatures are dead.
I'll take that one because actually I guess.
Yeah, that was yours.
Michael get up and is like, yeah, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Assume the position.
Assume the position.
Do.
Snipe. Snipe.
I think he's good there.
Yeah, you should say
I'm
that.
not, like, no joke. Like,
I'm going to remount.
I got your back.
What is up with you and that word? Why do you always use that? Why couldn't you just be like,
Why-
I piggyback ride
Why
or some
should
shit
I
like that?
walk if I can ride?
That's the question I ask myself. Ooh.
What's that song called? Save a horse, ride a cowboy?
yeah.
You're even on
Ooh,
brand.
snipe! Yeah, I was about to say. All right, can you
And-
move him? Can you move him to the? Nope. That.
Yeah, no, it's
Nope.
popping out there.
Okay. Okay. Actually, put one over there too.
Save a boy, ride a horse cow.
What? Don't ride a horse cow. That sounds awful.
Well, that's getting Googled.
Don't, please. All right, and you hear.
Maybe it'll help us figure out what we're
Can I run up and like shove him back in?
No!
Could I hop on one of these two cryotubes and try and send a short through the system to lock them in closed?
You can.
So which one do
Go
you
ahead
wanna
and roll
ride?
smarts.
Oh, last one.
+2.
Because it looks like it would
13.
murder me.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
So
Nope, this
you
is
go in. You actually run along the edges of these these tubes. You're actually up here at this point.
This is what we're fighting, right?
Ew. That's disgusting. Can you move yourself to that panel right there? Yep. And you hop down. Go ahead and hop down. Just like move yourself just like 2 more squares.
Nope.
And you turn
Too much
around
light.
and you start clacking on the Yep. Yeah. And you hear alarms and it's just like brr, 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 and like and you hear
Klaxons?
no.
Clarksons?
What?
Klaxon is the term for the mer, 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 like a,
Sure.
it's a type of alarm. I think it's actually a company's name.
Sure. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so then you hear hissing thumps for each pod that hasn't been opened yet. Thum, 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 thum. Everything gets locked and is pressurized again, and the tubes seem to be kind of like frozen over. They have like frozen structures creeping up the tube glass.
This is what happened before games started in Fallout 4.
I do not expressly acknowledge my presence
Take your
there.
cards.
Oh, neat.
Combat is over. Thank you. Oh no. Oh.
Oh.
Gone
This is
forever.
terrible. Damn.
So close.
Okay, Snipe, I need you to calm down now. Oh my god.
That's true. He controls projectiles. Why
That
isn't he
was,
killing
like, at
people
my
with like
neck.
pennies? Like,
Because he
Yours?
has Well,
oh yeah,
because it
doesn't.
doesn't.
It's actually right there.
Because it says trajectory, it doesn't say he like extends it. Like the path of the bullet, but it doesn't say he can like shoot a bullet for like as long as he wants.
He's lobbing the bullets.
And so it's like the same forward momentum and motion and
So
stuff.
those creatures seem to be just stuck in there.
Mhm.
Can I go in and shove him back, Rip? Okay, so when you turn around, you turn to see a healthy woman. She looks a little underfed and kind of like very thinned out, and she's stuck in a tube with wires coming out from her body. And she looks very familiar,
Yeah.
like your target.
Oh, hello. Hey guys.
She seems to be sleeping in the pod.
Is there any reason why we can't get
She
around
looks like this.
now?
No.
That's what she looked like.
And
Put down her, so we can
Huh?
see it.
Oh man, I don't want to. It's kind of bad. Should I? Is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad. She looked like this.
Couldn't see
You,
it.
you need to get out of the light, which is kind of impossible with the.
No, bring it closer. Bring it closer to the mic.
This way?
Farther down, I think.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit.
The mic, can
Look.
pick, the mic can pick it up well.
Look at this.
You can at least get what she sounds like.
She look like this.
So,
So she's just sleeping in the pod.
Which one was she in? The one at the end.
assumably the tube not particularly represented right here.
So we carefully continue down.
And there's like black crystals that are.
Are things banging at the
No.
glass?
No,
They have been
they have been
re-cryotubed.
completely sedated.
So
And
this is
Snipe just
you,
stands in the back like.
He's
champ.
providing Overwatch.
I'm gonna
I
hop
see
back
what
up
you
on
did there. It's high
Eraserhead's
noon.
shoulder.
Is there
I'm looking at the other entrance. Because now we don't have
He's watching our backs.
Okay.
Shouldn't we get her out of there?
Yes. Actually, yes. Let me,
Science
Principal Nezu?
yes.
for great science.
Yes. I think I should be able to deactivate the safety interlocks on this one by itself. If you'll bring me over there.
Stop like punching the fucking table.
I'm not hitting him.
It's me.
Stop punching the table.
But I'm gesticulating!
Maybe gesticulate a little less jesty.
Yes, that's...
Maybe not.
Less jest, more articulate.
Oh.
Actually, less articulate, more jesting.
Oh
Because it's
my
funny.
god. This is so terrible.
So, see if I can disconnect here, and here. And do you want to roll, or can I just do this? Since I'm pretty familiar with the system at this juncture.
How are you familiar with the system?
Because I've already been fiddling
He
with it.
overrode the thing and
You
recryed things.
shorted a fuse.
If you would. In that case, should I roll?
Please roll.
Excellent. Smarts?
What does everybody else do?
I will assist.
Midnight, when she arrives, she gasps. She's like, "That can't be her."
I'm going to tap my foot impatiently.
Smarts or repair?
Roll smarts first.
Woo!
What should I roll for assisting?
Roll smarts.
I would.
Okay.
10 for smarts.
And I rolled a 2, so does he add 2?
Yeah, you give it to. So it's 12.
10.
I'm
Plus-
assisting.
yes.
so
Oh,
plus
excellent.
2.
Roll repair.
2.
You got a 2.
Yes.
Roll again.
Should I also assist on that?
You can assist.
Untrained is untrained. How do you roll?
D4 minus 2.
D4 minus 2.
With
Sure.
you.
Cool. We'll see if I assist.
A 8.
All right.
I neither add nor subtract.
Okay. So you were standing in front of her.
Yes.
Okay. Are you in Aizawa's scarf or?
I presume that I've hopped down in order to better access the equipments and things here.
Okay.
Hopped
So
up,
you
hopped sideways.
you walk back to the panel.
Oh, back to the panel here.
Yep. You walk back to the panel. Can you please move Midnight up to the yeah, thank you. Power loader, I don't know where the hell you want to stand.
Bam.
I'll just stand anywhere. Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
I'll just stand.
I mean, if something pops out, I'm just gonna shove it back in.
No, no save.
I would like to rescue Philip J. Fry.
What?
Futurama.
I have never watched Futurama.
What?
Sorry.
I'm leaving. Goodbye forever.
You liked me until you knew this idea and this part of me.
Yeah.
I can change.
Yeah, by watching Futurama, then we'll come back.
Then
Yeah.
I'll come back if you want. Oh, savage.
We can talk about Futurama.
Okay.
Okay, so.
So you turn back on the system. You're typing. There seems to be like you gotta code some shit in. It's some weird mumbo jumbo, some calculus shit. I don't even know.
A little bit of cackling.
Yeah, basically, you are cackling a little
Interesting.
bit.
I wonder at this juncture if a hammer might do the trick.
My hammer might do the trick. You're a terrible heist.
Perhaps if we had a beach episode.
We had a beach episode. I better get a beach episode for this. I hear that it's very good for people to relax their nerves after a traumatizing event. Seeing dead people is pretty traumatizing. I should book myself a massage on the
Technically,
screen.
they weren't exactly dead. They're likely brain dead, but the bodies were certainly animate.
Yeah, but their bodies were also rotting.
But they also were reactive to Midnight's somnambulistic sweat, so it does seem to indicate that they have some form of organic
They're
functioning going
kind of
on.
fucked up.
That, indeed.
So
That's the scientific term, anyway.
turning back to Midnight. What do you mean? It's her.
It's dusk.
Yeah. You mean it can't be her?
We haven't heard from her.
So let's
Since
get her
this-
out and end that streak.
Working on it.
Cool, you talked. Awesome. She kind of opens her eyes a little bit at the commotion in front of her, and she catches a glimpse of Blonde and the small white furry thing in
A
the
glimpse of cockatiel.
Cockatoo.
Woo!
Little known fact, he can actually his hair goes up and down just like a cockatoo.
Actually, it does. When he is a civilian, his hair is fully down and
That's
a
a bird.
ponytail. Not that I know this or anything. I just researched my shit. And she looks down and she kind of sleepily acknowledges the two heroes in front of her, and she closes her eyes again.
Could actually be Aizawa and Midnight, based on that configuration.
Huh?
She's in the tube here. We're
Yep.
over here, so it wouldn't be. It would be black hair and.
Black
Yeah,
hair.
but she looks out in the distance
Oh,
first before she
okay.
looks down, because she's like up on like a platform.
Oh, okay.
She's not on ground floor. Everybody's like, all
She's
the
got a
tubes are up.
special tube.
I do have a special tube. It's really pretty. It's because I'm alive.
Unless she's also a zombie.
where
That's the
does it
secret that
connect?
you need to find out.
Quick question. What was Dusk's quirk?
Somnambulistic sweat.
No,
That's
that's
Midnight.
Midnight.
Oh, right. Oh, Dusk.
Yeah, that person. What we
It
were all.
actually, it has not come up with
That person. What we were all friends with. What was her quirk again?
Dusk's quirk.
Was it zombies?
No.
Oh, what a guess!
Could it?
It was in fact not zombies.
That would have been very important.
Yeah.
This bitch.
What
This
is that?
bitch. I knew she was a weird. I knew she was a bad egg from the start.
What was her quirk?
Her quirk is copycat. When she first joined UA and she had her quirk apprehension test with you and Midnight, she could not find a very good way to copy throwing a ball well, and so Aizawa probably just screamed at it a bunch. So she copied his skill. And,
Aizawa?
Or not Aizawa. Present Mike. Probably
Screamed
yelled
the
the
ball
ball.
into
He
the
just
air.
like tosses up. Yeah,
Yes,
move.
that is what he would do.
And so she kind of just like, that's a really good one. Let's take that. Okay. She throws it up and she goes, yeah! And that's the first time she
Okay.
ever screamed that loud. And at that point, President Mike knew that was like, he was so excited that he had a fellow voice student with him. Like, it's great. It's awesome. They're really good friends. Yeah. Okay, cool. So it's not zombies.
Nor does it seem like it.
Unless there's someone around you who has zombie powers.
Looking at you, Nezu.
Well, no, my powers are entirely
So I happened to pick up another quirk while I was in the area, while I was in the black market using my black market sources.
Biologically impossible.
Anyway, so she closes her eyes again, and Nezu continues to clack on the system. Like he's starting to enable he's starting to disable the locking system for that tube. And
I close my eyes to imagine stuff. So.
And she and then she simply she furrows her eyebrows a little bit at how long it's taking, which is kind of weird because it's Nezu.
Get good, scrub.
But the system, but as you're assessing the system, there are notable programs that are missing that would assist you in unlocking her tube. And she kind of opens her eyes again and tries to focus in on you and see what's going on. And then she's like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." And she just opens her eyes really wide, and her eyes begin to glow, and the glass begins to shatter, and it breaks. And they're cue another alarm because tube broke. Shit. Fuck damn. In a locked protocol. And she just falls out. She's completely unconscious at this point. She falls out.
Midnight catcher?
You can catch her.
Yeah, but Midnight's the one who's right there.
Midnight's like, yay! I'll catch you, my lad! Oh no!
No wonder she passed out.
The test tube baby passed out? Only functions on men.
No.
No,
only functions better.
It functions better
It
on
functions on
but
women
no.
too. It's just not as good.
Yeah.
It works better with the opposite sex.
Just why they sent her in with a team of all men.
So as the glass shatters, the door, the mechanism disengages, and it begins to this broken glass windows yay! I did my job.
I got it open, guys.
I got it open. Nailed it.
I'm going to work on turning off the alarms. So.
Cool, and it silences, and she falls out. Do you try to catch her?
Sure.
She just goes, no.
Nope.
Nope.
She should
Sorry,
be able to catch
bitch.
herself.
I mean, Midnight seemed to be chomping at the bit to do so.
Yeah, she does not do well at that. She's like, shit. She's
What would
hot.
that
She's going
take?
to help me. Huh? It would be a strength.
I did not do well.
So,
She just falls out and on the ground. She just
Glass covered ground.
Yeah, her body's not doing great now. She got a little bit of glass in her. She has a
Poor
function.
test tube babe.
Huh?
Huh? No, I said that poor test tube babe.
Do you want to try again?
To catch her?
To stumble.
She's
forward
already
and-
fallen on the ground.
Well, she's on the computer.
I can't catch her. She's stationary.
grown adults
I saw this.
cannot catch this just emaciated
Emaciated.
She's
person.
like,
She's very dodgy.
well, she's
all
dead
goddamn
now.
dramatic.
She's so slippery. What is on her?
It's completely covered in jam or something.
Oh, you know what? It must have been. It's all the wires that have been holding her back. They thought that she was gonna fall at a specific time. How normal people would fall out. But then, she hit the limit, and then the plugs start coming out.
all the
We've never been
Matrix.
around. And the
Test
gravity
tube
pulled out the
babes
IVs
in a
and such.
thing?
Right.
Like the
There's no
gravity
rate
of
of
her
fall.
falling. pulled
Yeah,
out
so
the
they're
IVs.
just they're coming out of her slowly, and so she sat, and that's why nobody actually caught her. That's why.
Shit,
She really
guys.
got the timing right.
It's-
Just a
it's
suggestion.
a
You might want to
shitty-
catch, support her before she comes out of the tube. It'd probably hurt if the IVs
Wait, so-
pulled out.
So
As she's already on the ground.
she's on the ground. I can't try to catch her again. I question your knowledge of physics.
Oh my
I guess-
God.
I'm going to
Powerlifter.
pick her up.
This is
Could you
not rational.
powerlift this emaciated body that no one can catch? Oh, powerlifter, yes. It's good at lifting things.
Thanks, guys. In my head, I imagined this scene to be very romantic. But instead, she just splattered on the ground like a dope. She just bailed. She said, yeah, it's true. I should have just story told it.
Yeah.
Nah, this is funny.
Dice-
I got her.
Dice know what's
It's
up.
like a Santa
By-
Claus, number one. He goes to catch the dude
By-
and falls to the ground.
By the way, you never mentioned a name in that thing you sent me on Facebook Messenger.
What?
Is this the girl that President Mike?
This is the girl. This
Yeah,
is the girl that you know.
you-
Oh yeah, her name is Dusk.
Well,
Yay!
maybe should have mentioned
Yay!
that.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know how to tell you without
So-
telling you. And
We should be leaving.
Yes, I might recommend Midnight and Razorhead. If you could load up Power Loader with our load, and we leave.
I'm just so low
That is
now.
incredibly
My
insensitive.
glass-ridden body is just like.
We. It is.
I'm just.
Wait, what happened? Holy shit! Why?
It's great.
Believe we
Let's
were
go.
leaving.
Wait, what happened?
We're leaving.
Someone tell me.
I didn't.
Body language is beautiful.
I don't know.
So
Tom.
you reacted to it.
Reacted to what?
The thing that happened. He called you a load,
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
and then I told him that that's incredibly insensitive, and he said, "Oh, yes, it was." So we make a. We make
Do you
an
Okay.
carry
exit.
her, or do you pick her up and put her on power loader?
I mean, how do you put her on power loader? It's like an alien. It's like the suit that Ripley wore in Alien. Like it's tubes and then punchy bits.
It's got grippy claws.
Yeah, it's got like.
Yes, and we know that construction grade equipment is the best for carrying wounded
Oops!
people.
I broke her.
Apparently, people are good for wounded people.
She's dead.
Catching.
Fair.
I'm just going to help.
Just fucking
Yeah.
just bridal stalker.
Yes, that's obviously the most efficient and safest way to carry someone in medical distress.
Well, it's better than how everyone carried Aizawa in the fucking USJs. It's like it's like Monetta's
He had a
back
broken
his
orbital,
feet
not his feet.
and his arm, and like he was like lost.
He
lost
was
a ton of
he was
blood.
like 50% broken. Where were they? None of them could levitate. They didn't have the guy who could slide him on an ice ring.
Midoriya hadn't figured out how to not break himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the way that they carried him, he's just like fuck, and his like feet. Oh damn,
feel-
it's exploding. Oh, and like Monetta's carrying his feet, and it's just a sad day. It's like
I mean, it's basically a stretcher.
yeah, kind of. Except face down, which is like way worse for you. Anyway,
How?
We
You can't
carried.
drown in your own blood.
Yeah. We
I'm sure you had internal
we leave.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be drowning in it, like swallowing
It puts
blood.
weird pressure
You know,
on
like
your
you
neck. Puts weird pressure on your neck.
Okay, I just it's an anime.
If you're not.
it's an anime. No, I need to know how to carry my love.
Can we not apply medical science to the anime
No!
that has a lady that kisses people and heals them?
No.
Yes, because they
Because-
only have a finite amount of
Stamina.
healing in
Also,
them.
can we just point out that she can just straight up kill people?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she can just cytokine storm you and you die. Like she supercharges your immune system and you die.
Anyway,
So you
as we
carry her
load
out?
this sad body onto power loaders, bulldozy hands, and
No, that's an awful idea.
Oh no! They put them together and they're like a stretcher.
oh my god.
Tremendous. Makes so much money.
No. That's
Okay, how about you and I carry her?
yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Was that not? Why were we focused on hauling her like a girder?
You guys couldn't catch her. So we're like, that's gonna be a problem. We should
I'm
You
sorry,
So we're
it's
done.
Iron Claw. I'm not
So
sure
obviously, the
what-
rational approach here is to put her in
Oh
more
yeah,
danger.
no, it is your actual claws. Power loader. He has like I looked at a civilian picture and he actually has like all of those tips still. Like that's his fingers. Have fun wiping your ass, but
What a creep.
Hey,
Just
hey,
gotta tear
he has,
myself a new
he has,
one
he
every
has,
time.
he has all the
Holy
abilities. He has all the abilities of a power loader, including not needing to go to the bathroom.
oh.
He just
Man,
exhausts.
that's so jelly, man.
Didn't you see in the scene he was drinking gasoline? He just intakes gasoline. It powers him.
What?
Yeah.
That's a
Anyway.
plausible lie.
Okay. Anyway,
Are we able to escape?
yes, you are able to escape quickly.
Excellent.
Nothing chases you. Let me go back to my plans.
Was there anything?
Oh shit! There's plans.
Was there
Oh,
anything
yes.
in the?
I would like, as we are readying her for departure and deciding carrying capacities, I would like to see if there's any form of data stored upon these computer bits.
What stored?
Data.
Okay, data.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Lieutenant Commander Data.
Which might prove useful, figuring out who did this and why did this, and if there's a self-destruct to this.
Because please don't self-destruct the rest of the evidence.
We're doing investigative work.
I know.
Yeah, that's what
I don't know what you're telling me.
We call the
Because
police.
you're the GM?
Oh, yeah.
Good catch.
Right. Go on.
I only missed the once.
Roll agility.
Agility. That's not my normal investigation skill, but sure.
Because how fast can you
Because
type?
you do something before you get it. Okay.
Ta-da! 9.
A 9. Okay. Go ahead and roll again.
Also agility?
Yep.
A 3.
Okay. Cool. So, did you move back to talk, like to after you're done with the computer? Did you move at all?
Theoretically, there was discussion and such. I probably would have moved back to the computer and went to go gather information and such.
That's why I had you roll agility. Okay. So you moved away, and then you started hearing like blip, 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 blip.
That seems ominous.
And the computer system began to run a bunch of prompts on the screen. And you run back to it, and you try to catch it and cancel it before it completes, but you were not successful.
Can I unplug the computer?
No. Let's try though. And it begins to count down a self-destruct.
Oh, what's the
10
timing on
seconds.
that?
10 seconds.
What is the part?
Shit.
Self-destruction in 10 seconds.
Wait, so who's carrying the person?
9.
We've got her.
Alright.
8.
I'll hop on your shoulder. We run!
7.
We're already at the door. Get us. Someone pushes out the door. Someone pushes out the door. Someone pushes out the door. You push us out the
We
door.
can't. The hill's too steep.
4. 3. 2.
Ah, I'm killing us all.
Senny is making new faculty.
Yeah, I know. Hold on.
Figure out
Fuck
this
you,
one.
Midnight.
Why did we bring you anyway?
It's not my fault you guys can hold your breath. 3, 2, 1.
Remember, no one looked back.
What?
I said, remember, no one looked back.
No.
Jump.
Cool guys don't look at explosions. They blow shit up
As you're
and
carrying,
they
as you're
walk
struggling with a
away.
woodbath's body.
Cool guys don't
Don't
look
need
at
explosions.
explosions.
Okay, that fucking happened. So, you successfully get her into recovered girls' care at the school.
We safely get back to UA?
Get back to UA.
Woo.
And you put her in the care of a recovered girl.
Excellent.
Someone want to tell me who hurt this poor girl? I don't know why she's sick, but she is now.
Not all Southern people are hicks.
Or old.
No,
Some of them are gentlemen.
she's just old. She's an old hick.
That is a good question. We do not know that answer yet, but we shall in the near future, hopefully. I will check with my black market contacts.
That I am very open about having. We're all adults here,
I
I
have
guess.
so many questions right now. But can you, what happened to the poor girl? How did you find her like this?
She was rescued.
From zombies.
From
She
where?
was in a tube.
From where?
Zombies.
A warehouse.
Address.
Zombies.
There was a warehouse we were told to investigate. We had a lead on the fact that she was being held there. We went in, fought some kind of
Zombies.
unusual creature that seemed to resemble zombies, and then removed her from the building
Before it exploded.
That was amazing. Well, it sounds like you guys have had quite the adventure. Here, have some gummy bears. Don't be shy now. They're going to help you out.
So,
Eat them.
why do I feel like these are full of either marijuana or acid?
I don't know, but she gave
She
it
does-
to the kids.
And she did tell them not to eat them all at once.
Don't eat them all at once now.
Technically, refined sugar is horrible for non-human mammalians. That said,
It's also horrible for humans.
Take them. Here, you take them too. You look a little skinny.
Alright.
You take some too.
Thank God.
Don't be shy. Take them. Don't make me force you. I'll have to use a syringe next time.
Am I even there though?
Where the hell else will you be? Did you blow up in the warehouse?
No, like I assumed they
Like,
got
met
there
by-
taken care of, so
Peace.
I'll go back to my
I'm out of
workshop
here.
and work on stuff, right?
That's
Isn't
what
that
power
what power
does.
loader does?
That's true.
actually, we do need someone to sift through the wreckage.
Oh my god. To find what?
Whatever might be left.
Clothes?
Clues.
Which may come in the
she
form
was
of
basically
clothing.
naked. You're not gonna find shit in there. There's not like a coals underground.
It doesn't need to be
There.
her clothes.
Oh my god.
In fact, her clothes would be the least useful thing we could find there.
It's true.
Mike gives me life.
God.
So,
What are you specifically looking for? Duncan?
less that. Surviving computer
Not,
bits.
not that, just less.
Surviving things would be good to know, and
Which might be dope.
put the authorities and other heroes on. We're busy at the moment. It might also be good to figure out who owns this place, and if there's any other rooms besides this one where there might have been files kept, or someone's like evil insignia on the door or something.
That's
No,
true.
they're not
Villains,
stupid enough to do
villains
that.
do
But the
that.
building, I know. The building, you sift through the rubble, and the building actually is like it was very like thorough when they wiped everything.
They went all
When I
in.
said they wiped everything, they wiped everything.
Well,
And the technology also got completely destroyed. So there's no way to recreate that.
so don't get a pet zombie this time. Next time.
This
You are like the
time.
worst Nezu ever.
Actually, I believe this to be completely accurate to Nezu's character as I have seen it in the anime.
I agree.
So,
Rip me.
The cricket chirping, I think, is the only thing that breaks character.
That's true.
He's
although-
a mammal, not an insect.
Although, he could be keeping some live crickets in his cheek pouches for later.
It's true.
He's a badger, you girl. Did you do
You all
that?
know that badgers are famous for having cheek pouches.
And eating lots of crickets.
Okay, cool. So Recovery Girl gives you guys gummies. What do you do? A snipe. What does snipe do? What does snipe ever do?
Well,
Attends teacher conferences.
He's been, yeah, I was gonna say, he's been on screen a grand total of like 8 times, so shoots people, based on the percentages.
He leaves. He's like...
He's out to shoot other
okay,
people.
bye.
No one was shoot. I mean, he just stayed there to help, like, really clean up that one incident.
Yep, he
He
just went
just
home.
shot some people and went like, "I'm done."
I
That's
only
all
brought,
today.
I only brought 20 bullets.
I'm done.
No.
I finished.
Did you see how huge those extended magazines were? It's like 20 bullets per gun.
It's like, well, I'm out of things to shoot. That's the only thing I can physically do. Also,
See ya.
oh shit! Wait, he wears a gas mask. Wait, yeah, you should have stayed with.
You chose so poorly.
Right.
Anyway. Okay, so you guys finished seeing Recovery Girl. 2 of you,
Shit. Should have brought
go back and try to recover wreckage. Not very
Rifle.
successful. You come back,
13.
do whatever you do for the night, and then the next day is a work day, so better sleep up. Recovery Girl turns to the both of you, and Midnight is just sitting at her side because she's just laying in a fucking bed, like with glass in her, sad
I
forever.
feel like Recovery Girl would be more than up to the task of removing glass.
No, she will. She just won't do it in front of you. So we'll handle it later. We still have to run a series of
Indecent.
tests to see what has gotten her into this state. Until then, I need one of you to stay 24 or 20-hour post I just go outside.
Fine.
No, I got this one. You'll fall asleep.
The two of you are handsome enough. I want to see you fight.
Every girl's so violent.
That's the only thing keeping the young ticker young. Old
She
ticker
is
young.
the youthful heroine.
I am the youthful heroine. I'm also heroine.
That is her tagline.
Shit, that's what's in the gummies.
Don't eat them all at once.
These are spicy.
I can't breathe.
I mean, look, heroin, morphine is is an opioid
You'll
drug.
do.
Where you
You
just
should like tug on your shirt. You go home and rest your voice. Are you going to contest
Fine.
an old lady?
no. This is your studio. You make the calls.
We'll fix her up soon enough. Come back in about 4 hours. Bye! Pushes both of you out.
Okay.
Okay. And now comes the sleeping bag zip fall.
Zip. Inchworms to wherever he needs
Okay,
to
so like
go.
legitimately,
Oh no, I have all
My
might
head-
and present Mike. For
My headcanon is the first scene that you see Aizawa in where he's just like, oh, sleeping bag on the ground. Like, President Mike had to go to a different class, and so he's like picking up Aizawa, just like drive by, drops him off, and like leaves. And he's like, if you think you're having a good time, then you came to the wrong place. Oh shit! Okay, cool. So that ends the scene,
Hey, you
and we
remember-
break for we're gonna break for dinner.
Oh,
Sounds good.
Yep. So we will be back in an hour. Heroin gummies.
I mean, that's canon in my head now.
Don't eat them.
Don't
All
eat them
at
all
once.
at once.
Or don't eat them because they're made of.
So yeah. So basically, they have just this is not a time travel game. They just
Yet.
found the teacher. Shut your mouth. They found their teacher, or they
There's
found their
support
fellow
for that.
teacher. They have now returned her to
There's support for that.
recovery girl, and now she is recovering. Next day, all of my players are now students. Okay, they're no longer playing teacher roles.
We got demoted.
They got hella demoted.
Hey, I graduated
So
like
this is
3
the
years
next
ago.
day from the time in which she got rescued.
What?
Shota
This is the
Aizawa
next
is now a student.
day from when she got rescued.
And we know nothing
Gotcha.
about what happened except maybe that there was an explosion somewhere.
Yeah.
A building collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
In
Okay.
So
the old
Tuesday.
abandoned warehouse section of town.
Oh my
Again.
god.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Like,
Man, to own a construction company anywhere near UA.
Okay, so you guys are starting your
I mean, it'd be
you're
awesome
starting
to get,
your
countless
entrance exam, and you walk into a big hall. Ooh, let me get the auditorium.
Demand.
You sit down in the big old auditorium, and there's a man with blonde hair, youngish looking man with blonde hair and sunglasses, and he's wearing like a leather jacket and headphones. And yeah, so you take your seat by number, and yeah, let's begin.
What's up, UA candidates? Thanks for tuning in to me, your school DJ.
This might be
Come on,
against
let me hear
Twitch
ya.
rules.
might get muted.
Keeping it mellow, huh? That's fine, I'll skip straight to the main show. Let's talk about how this practical exam's gonna go down, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah!
Oh my goodness, it's the voice hero present, Mike. So
So you hear like a young boy who's muttering to himself.
every day of the week. It's so
Oh,
crazy
like a
nuts that all the
program.
UA teachers
So you shut up.
Like your application said, today you rockin' boys and girls will be out there conducting 10-minute mock battles in super hip urban settings! Gird your loins, my friends. After I drop the mic here, you'll head to your specified battle center. Sound good? Okay?
Yeah?
Thanks, I really tried. Do you guys like my my impression? I need some
Yeah.
drinks after that.
Fair.
My throat's feeling a little hoarse.
We'll get that horse
Thanks
out
a
of
lot
there.
for tuning in, girls, guys, and everybody else. Gird your loins, friends.
So just to check, so we are with the exception of everything that's going to deviate after this in the same approximate timeline.
You're in exactly the same timeline as the show.
Right. I mean, apart from how everything would be different from 5 years ago, but apart from that.
Yeah.
And yeah. Okay.
What?
I think the only significant deviation is that there's a new pro hero that nobody had ever heard about.
Yeah. Ripples, man.
Yep.
Ripples.
Okay, let's check out your targets. There are 3 types of foe villains in every battle center. You'll earn points based on their level of difficulty, so better choose wisely. Your goal in this trial is to use your quirk to raise your score by shredding these foe villains like a mid-song guitar solo. But check it. Make sure you're keeping things heroic. Attacking other examinees is a UA no-no, you dig?
Excuse me, sir, but I have a question.
A young man.
Hit me!
On the printout, you've listed 4 types of villains, not 3. With all respect, if this is an error on official UA materials, it is shameful. We are exemplary students. We expect the best from Japan's most notable school. A mistake such as this won't do. Additionally, you with the unkempt hair.
Huh?
You've been muttering this entire time. Stop that. If you can't bother to take this seriously, leave. You're distracting the rest of us.
All right. Examinee number 7111. Thanks for calling in with your request. The 4th villain type is worth 0 points. That guy's just an obstacle we'll be throwing in your way. There's one in every battle center. Think of it as a hurdle you should try to avoid. It's not that it can't be beaten, but there's kinda no point. I recommend my listeners try to ignore it and focus on the ones top of the charts.
Thank you very much. Please continue.
Oh, I get it. So they're kind of like traps you have to get by in games.
The whole thing's like a video game, huh? That's all I got for you today. I'll sign off with a little present, a sample of our school motto. As General Napoleon Bonaparte once laid down, a true hero is one who overcomes life's misfortunes. Now that's a tasty soundbite. You ready to go beyond? Let's hear Applause Ultra!
Yeah. Woo! Woo! Did you guys really like my
Immaculate voice acting.
Thanks, man. I was thinking I would try for Funimation, but I wasn't sure. I think I'll audition next week. I don't know why there's a heart above the stage, but there is. This is my life now. Oh, this is my life. Okay, cool. No! Yeah. Alright, so, with that, you get your paperwork, and you go back home, and the next day you are required to show up to the UA High arena, the two battle arenas.
Same day.
I'm pretty sure it was the next day. Anyway, okay, fine. It's the same day. Later on that
An
day,
appropriate amount of time later.
an appropriate amount of time passes, and you change into your gym clothes, and you ready yourselves in front at the gate of either exam location A or exam location B. Okay, so let's see here. Where did my pencils go? Jesus Christ. Here. Can somebody give me my pencil case?
We're not allowed any equipment for this.
You're not. You don't have any legal equipment yet.
Right.
You are not a belly button laser.
Yeah, his is only given because it's life saving.
Or something.
Yeah, no, it's life saving.
Kind of
Because
like,
it will
like
actually
Cyclops.
it'll
He
tear
can't
him
control.
apart.
Okay.
Okay, so we have. Let's go around and actually. Yeah, don't ask questions. I'm gone here, so like. Thanks. Thanks for calling in with your request.
Got more.
Oh.
Can
You
we
have
have
more
mundane
questions?
items? Like marbles, perhaps?
I'll allow it.
Perhaps some
I will
jewelry.
allow it. Yes, I will allow that, but you can't bring like equipment. If that makes any sense, like.
Right, you can't bring a rocket launcher.
Yeah, please.
Oh
don't.
my god, what would they do if I'd actually built my pocket dimension guides? Like, I didn't bring anything into the thing. Pulls out shotgun.
You didn't say I couldn't bring nothing.
You don't know if I made this. You don't know how my quirk works.
Yeah, Yeah, basically.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why. What's her name? What's the creation girl's name?
Yorozu?
Yeah, why she? I think that's one of the reasons why she was admitted on recommendation rather than going through the thing, because it's questionable.
It's also because her family are creative.
They're also filthy, stinking rich.
Yeah.
I think the recommendation came with a healthy
Donation.
contribution to UA.
Oh, so that's how they paid for the rescue center that immediately got trashed.
Oh, the USJ?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, so.
Universal Studios Japan.
The city looks like, because shut up, I know it doesn't look exactly like it is on the anime, but it'll do.
Good, we're legally distinct.
Aha!
Wow. Okay, anyway, so you find yourself in a simulated town like this. Team B, you will find it looks exactly the same, it's just flipped.
Drive the robots into the river.
Okay, so you guys make your way in through a like one of the roads in the city, and boom, a robot comes out, and it has the number 1 on it. What do you guys do? On TV.
Honestly, just keep running.
Keep running? Okay.
Yeah, straight past it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not interested in the number 1s.
All right.
Are there any? Is there like a rock or anything on the ground I can pick up?
If you are in chat, rate the player's funky freshness on a scale from disco to present mic. Rip.
I think you mean disco stew to present mic.
So, first thing I'm gonna do is at some point just start making turns, mostly at random, to try to find
Alright,
isolate.
so you already separate yourself from the group?
Yeah.
Alright. Boom! Number 3 comes out.
Oh, that seems scary. I need to get away from that. Need to find myself an option. Maybe try to make it not hurt me.
Okay, so you duck into an alleyway, so it can't get to you. Alright, and as you run, aw yeah, I got present mic, y'all. Suck on that! Yeah! Anyway, everyone else is disco. Alright, so Frickson wins the best viewer award because I'm present mic. Alright, so you run into an alley and you see. Why you gotta play my boy Film Investor like that? Excuse me, I thought we were buddies. Oh. Anyway, you duck into the alleyway for the 3rd time, and as you run through this alleyway, this bot is chasing you down. Buildings are getting hit as it tries to move and maneuver through these small spaces with its very gigantic body. And as you come out, you see a 2, a 1, a 1, and another 2 out in like a more open area in the city. And some of them are broken down, but not all of them are completely broken. What do you do?
Are there other like applicants?
There are other applicants. In fact, you're on team A. So, one of them, a young blonde boy, flies past you with some navel, like a light coming out of his navel. And as he flies by, hands behind his back or behind his head, he looks at you, winks, bonjour, and flies past. As he flies past, a robot turns and looks at you. What do you do?
At this point, let's just go with the flow. Try to scramble up the thing. Maybe something breaks off on my way past. Catch my feet in wires or something that disconnects arm servos.
All right. Go ahead and roll me agility.
Cool.
While you're doing that, what do you do?
So are there any loose rocks?
There are loose rocks.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up a rock in my hand, and I'm gonna be charging it as I run. I'm also going to pull off one of the rings that I brought from home. I'm looking for a number 3. I'm looking for a headshot.
Okay. So you see that he just ran into an alleyway, and there was a number 3 chasing him.
Oh yeah, I want that thing's blood.
All right, cool. So you were following the rest of the group, and then you saw him turn off in the alleyway, and you thought, maybe he's splitting off because he wants more points to himself and like not to deny everybody else. And you follow him down the alleyway, and as you turn into the alleyway, you see this big 3-star robot start chasing you both down this alley. And in the distance here, bonjour.
I want to head cap the 3 with the ring.
All right.
So would this be shooting?
This would be agility and then shooting.
Okay.
Because it's technique.
What is the range of success for my quirk on this?
You were trying to.
I was trying to like scramble onto the thing, and like as I'm going, the lucky thing I have in mind is like, I don't know, while I'm climbing, something starts disconnecting, wires start coming undone, its legs or limbs stop working.
You have a 40% chance at failure.
Cool. So do I have to roll above 40, or like what's the? Give me a range where I succeed.
What is the die you're rolling?
Percentile?
No, what? What? Oh.
For the quirk?
Yeah. Roll anywhere between 1 and 6 on your percentile.
You mean
Or on your
1 in
percentile.
60?
Yeah, 10%,
Okay.
60%.
Okay, 51.
Oh, so
yeah, 51, good.
so when he says percentile, I think it's important to realize he means 2d10.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
works.
So, yeah, so
that is actually more precise than what I had in mind, so that works. Thank you.
So trying to head cap the thing. So agility.
Really quick while you're doing that. So you run up and you see a little a red-headed boy run up to you. Hey, you gotta keep yourself sharp. And he pierces like the leg of this robot to give you a better chance. And like as it's falling, as it's crouching down, it gives you more of an ability to get into the wiring.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a 10 on the agility.
Okay.
And a 16 on the shooting.
Damn.
All right. So
take the ring.
Yep. That's awesome. Okay, cool. So it makes like a very clean, small hole through, and then the robot proceeds to explode. There are huge shards and plates coming flying at you.
Sweet.
And a young girl with short brown bobbed hair runs out and goes, "Watch out!" And she touches a couple plates and they begin to float.
Is there anyone else? I'm gonna harden my. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my arms up and freeze the shirt.
Okay.
To absorb any additional damage.
All right. A couple of like rocks and debris come and hit you. A couple cables like slink around your like they fly at your head and just like whiplash around. Whoops, and like they fall over.
Cool.
All right. Back to you.
Cool. So as I'm
Keep track of
climbing,
your points, please.
cool. As I'm climbing, like, am I like, is this thing losing its limbs? Like,
Right.
what's happening?
So yes, so the young red-haired boy pierces him in place, and just kind of dents his leg in, and you run up and you grab hold of the wire and you actually hook yourself underneath like where its armpit would be, and then you twist your body to start pulling the wire, and you do it with finesse and grace. You land back on its shoulder, and you're bringing like this big this massive wires with you, and you just in a final blow tear it all out, and the arm just kind of it like lurches forward, and then the arm completely disengages and falls off.
Cool. Can I like Tarzan swing around and shock it with its own arm cables?
You absolutely can. Please roll agility.
What is my success range?
Anywhere from 10% to 71.
Cool.
30% failure.
That is a 48.
You did.
Awesome.
So you swing around and so you're on the shoulder, and then you pull it, this gigantic cable bundle out, and then you run towards its head. You run behind its neck, swing around the front, get back to where you stood, and then zap, just shove the bundles right into the side of its head, and it gets completely electrocuted by its own power, and then it just kind of it sits and then falls forward and blasts apart. So you got 2 points.
Cool.
All right.
Ooh, I have a plan.
You're Robin. No, shit.
I'm gonna get on the back of a 1 and it gets back incredibly hard to move, and then I'm just gonna pull wires out until it stops moving.
Okay. What are you doing?
Is there like a smaller one around?
Yeah, you run for a little bit, and then you have a couple ones.
So I want to get on the back.
I'm never bringing out Minetta. Fuck Minetta. Anyway, sorry.
I want to try and get on the back of one of the smaller ones and find like a back plate or something and make it hard for it to move.
Okay. The brown-haired girl's gonna run with you, and she's gonna actually like touch a plate herself, touch the robot, and then high-five you to get you to, and then sort of like bounce you up so that you get propelled towards this.
This is way more co-op than it was in the actual.
Well, you know what? I gotta find a way to get these characters to interact with you. So shut your mouth and appreciate it.
Whoa, that's
So you get yourself propelled all the way up onto this, and it's also floating a little bit too. So you get propelled all the way back up to its back.
What I want to do, grab onto because these things are plated all over with small plates. Grab a plate, kinetic absorption, make it hard for that plate to move as this thing's moving around.
It's floating in the air, so you can have her drop it if you wanted.
Ooh, yes. And then I'm grabbing this one specific.
Release!
I'm grabbing this one specific plate, and the plate is absorbing quite a bit of kinetic energy.
Yep. And so you rip it off as this thing comes flying down because you have not been released. Only it has. And it tears off and it falls to the ground and it explodes. Now you have a plate. Congratulations.
Okay, that is definitely not what I was intending, but okay.
Well, what are you planning on doing?
So my plan involved her not at all, because I was gonna take the plate, make it hard for it to move. The thing was gonna move around, absorb some kinetic energy, and then I was gonna release the kinetic energy and have the plate punch into the robot.
Is that for the next one?
Well, now I have a fairly heavy metal plate that I'm going to have absorb kinetic energy.
You come down too.
Yep.
And then she helps you.
Actually, I will take the rock, and it hasn't absorbed that much energy, so while holding it, I will use it to propel myself towards the ground by releasing the energy.
That's really cool.
Did I mention that her and my character are an insane combo?
That's why I put you guys together.
Yeah, they're 0G railguns. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Okay, cool. So
also, I'm too tired right now to recall, but there is some serious physics shenaniganry we can get into with 0G and kinetic burst involving flight.
Oh my god.
Yes, we are hilarious shenanigans.
Okay, so we're going to do one more round with the two of you, and then we're going to say that you guys have gotten the points that you needed.
Okay.
Because I don't want these guys to be just sitting
Right, yeah.
Okay, cool. So, what do you do?
So from here, my plan is going to be to find some of the shrapnel that was left and run off in a direction without any plan and huck it at the neck of the first one I find.
Cool.
Go take down the 0-point robot. Just
if it is, then neat.
Actually, speaking of, I forgot about that. So we'll do one more. We'll do one more round, an extra round.
We all have to fight a 0 point.
Yep, you do. Okay, so you run.
But we know what happens to the one in Team A.
Actually, we are. So the problem. Well, actually, no. The problem is you have it backwards. because you've put Uraraka in with us, and if
And if Uraraka's in ours, so is Midoriya.
Yeah.
And if Midoriya's in ours, then he.
Okay, well, I guess the scene's over. Fuck you guys. You just talked yourselves out on a cool scene. So
Okay.
You like that.
I mean,
There could have been other point zero, like 0 pointers.
no, they specifically said there's
There's
one
one.
per zone.
Alright, well,
I mean-
I guess you just had to be so fucking accurate.
If I had run into it, I was gonna take off all my rings and shotgun.
So.
Might actually work.
So the plan is to just hook it at the first
Yeah.
robot
So
I find.
you're running with it, you're lugging it around, and then you see it, and you do like a skip in your run, and then you whirlwind, and you frisbee that bitch into this this machine, and it makes a clean and very satisfying thunk into its chest, and the metal conducts the internal electricity, and it begins to like
Cut some wires and
yeah,
just.
and it just explodes itself to death.
Neat.
And there's a lot more debris coming at you, and the red-haired boy, he manages to tail you, and he stands in front of you. He's like, "Watch out!" And he hardens himself. He hardens himself in front of you.
Oh, so hard.
Anyway, so and he stands as a kind of shield, and he protects you from all that shrapnel.
Cool. How many points was that one?
That was another 2.
Cool. After that, my plan is basically just to run around with this guy and trade, just basically trade off, okay, you get this one, I get the next one.
Right. Trade off as distraction.
So as you are,
and that's
trying-
basically, the plan for the next is just run around at random, just be like, hey, follow me.
Okay.
And that's just
and he jumps on the
that
back.
is my montage for the rest of Fade to Black.
That's good. For you, as you're taking aim to throw these items and rocks and whatever at these robots, you take a final breath, you steady yourself before you rear back and you throw, and all of a sudden there's a very lovely, sparkly sound as a boy flies directly into you and fucks up your aim. Bonjour! You make such a good distraction.
Turn around. Is there a giant robot chasing him?
Yes.
I'm gonna kill it.
Okay, so you saved this guy.
Yeah. By the way, kinetic release from shoes to just jump all the way to the top of it.
Nice. Okay, cool.
And then do the thing where I
The
get on
scowl.
get on top, grab a manageable sized piece, kinetic storage, kinetic burst pieces off.
Okay, cool.
Fighting inanimate objects. I can do this.
Yep. Okay, so it rips apart, and he kind of stands up and gives you a wink, goes, "Merci, ma chérie," and runs away.
Same
Not
to you.
Ma chérie. He doesn't know how to speak French right.
That's true.
I
Did
think
I
he knows
fucking
basic
stutter?
genders, but
No, this is way funnier.
Okay.
Way better.
And I shout back, "Same to you."
To Mimod! Don't trust the blondes.
Yeah. What was that one? 2?
It wouldn't really matter. You guys
Yeah,
passed. Whatever
yeah.
I'm here. Okay, cool. So, Team B.
Hello.
Hey, so we're gonna go back to that 10-minute mark. So, erase. Oh, sorry. Let me just finish theirs off. Okay, so big 0 pointer comes out, and all of y'all run. You guys are doing well at this point, since you guys have been very proactive about your fight. Yeah,
Wanna
so
fight it.
you succeed, and your girl.
also
your girl,
it's an obstacle. It's not so.
Yeah, Uraraka is not there. Like, she's not by your side at this point. She went to go and help another guy out.
Yeah, no. I feel like.
Okay, yeah, but you don't. So we gotta preserve the timelines. So suck my dick.
Yeah, it's.
You're the one who brought this up. You're like, you did this. You could have fought us.
We have to preserve canon.
Yes.
I hate you guys.
Fetch my cannon. I must preserve it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Dude, there are some. It hurts my soul how little they talk about the insane combos some of these people could do.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god. It's like, Mama, do you not understand? You are the most OP person in the world.
Actually, the writer did, and thought she would be way more interesting to read about as somebody learning how to use her powers than somebody who had mastered the most. Yeah, Yorozu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like somebody who's mastered creation, like neat.
It's like, I create the item that solves the situation. Also, just grenades? Have you considered grenades?
She does at one point.
She makes flashbangs.
This is not a time. What?
I'm talking, make a keg of gunpowder.
Bitches love cannons. All right, so you guys are done with your exam and you go home at the end of the day. Good job. So you guys, Team B, before you all fall asleep on me because it's only 10 o'clock. Jesus Christ. Yeah, why are you all falling asleep already?
We're not asleep. We're closing your eyes to imagine better.
Yep.
That is the biggest load of horseshit I've ever read. So you guys run in. Did they just go upstairs to play Smash?
Yeah.
No, to go to the bathroom.
Together.
Together?
My word.
Why did they go to the bathroom together? Nope. Don't do that. I want to join. Anyway, Team B. So you guys run in, and there is a strangely fired up dude, like sandy blonde hair, has kind of a mean look. He is ready to kick a bitch. Savvy? Alright, so you guys run in, you start running, because 10 minutes have already started. And who wants to go first?
Okay.
Okay, so as you run, there steps out a 3-pointer.
How big are the 3-pointers?
These things are like
Yeah, actually,
huge.
I didn't actually get the sizes for this run through.
Hopefully they have it. Oh no, I have found some very old. Not MDA, MHA, guys, no.
Oh, it comes out into view, and it comes out into view. So I'll reach down to the pouch and
They're huge.
I got
they are huge.
marbles and some steel bearings, and so I'll try to take some of the steel ones, aim it at the head, and just start taking shots.
Okay, so you take out marbles, is that right?
Marbles and steel bearings.
Okay. So here's how big they are in the fandom. Okay, that's cool. I'll just die then, that's fine. Where's my mouse? Help.
I can't. This is not a smart projector.
Nope, I know. That's not it either. There we go.
Aha.
Good job. Okay.
Okay.
So they're about as big as those buildings. Those things are huge.
2 points.
Oh, the ones with the rockets in the back?
Yes.
Oh, then I guess I won't do anything about them then.
Alright, do you call anybody over to help you?
I'm just not gonna fight a 3-pointer. I'm just gonna find something smaller and shoot it in the face.
Okay, cool. So as you kind of look at it, think for a second, and without hesitation, this guy with sandy blonde hair, he runs in and jumps up with his explosions and just wide range super explodes this bot, and it falls down. It's like sizzling, and he kind of turns around and is like, "You gotta be faster. You gotta be faster if you want points, or else I'm gonna take them all," and runs off. Okay. You want to do anything else?
Sounds like you met Bakugo.
Look dejected and then.
Look dejected.
And then
I'm a fan of out of the way extra.
Out of the way, extra.
Oh my god. We need to call him an extra.
But like I said, I'm gonna look for the 1 and 2 pointers because the 3 pointers are just too big.
Okay. Cause so you run, you turn a couple of corners, and you see a one pointer. I don't think I need a save. Someone else talk
No.
in the chat so I can get 5 unique chats.
Out of the way, extras.
No.
I'm gonna shoot it with a ball bearing.
Okay, cool.
I got a 3.
That's a sad day for you.
Did
So,
it?
so you compress the air and you shoot the ball bearing, and you just didn't calculate the distance that you needed, and it hits the right distance, but it's not hard enough, so you didn't give it enough pressure behind it.
Oh, do I need to roll? Kind of. Is 3 not enough to hit it?
4 is the standard target number.
4 standard target.
For most things. For hitting a active target, it's generally their parry number, which is
Gotcha.
half their fighting plus 2.
Gotcha.
So you're looking for like a 6
So you
or
should-
something. Ding.
Yeah, tink. Kind of looks it, and then it's like, and like hones in on you, and it starts closing in the space.
You made a friend.
Okay. Who wants up next?
Hello.
I have a crown towel for me. How do you? Oh, because you're a Prime member.
Right.
That's right.
Money.
All right. You should also comment on the chat so I can have 4
I
people
did.
talking. No,
I
again.
posted a link.
Again, so they can talk. You have to have them chattering at the same time. Chat.
So, hello. I'm proceeding in there. I spring into action, as the thing goes. And
Is it just your arms or is it all 4 limbs?
all 4 limbs.
Should have just given me fucking vegetable powers.
I actually rejected that as too powerful.
Carrot cannons, bitch. Carrot cannons.
Yes. It'd actually be pretty nice at like food drives and such if it would be a charitable donation.
So you spring forward.
Yes, I spring
So your
forward.
character is killed by blue lightning.
No! I spring forward into the fray.
Okay. As you're bouncing around like Tigger,
Yes!
you happen on a 2-pointer.
Excellent. Are there any others around?
There are a couple people around. There is, like, if you look to the left and right at the top of the buildings, there is a tall, slender man with what looks like big satellite-like arms.
Weird. I'm going to leap up there to grapple it.
Can we censor puns on the stream?
I'm sure Saku will implement appropriate punishment.
We're just having a counter at the bottom. How many puns were uttered?
You could just punish him appropriately.
So,
A little late on the beat.
I'm going to spring upon it and think.
What do you want to do?
I'm going to grab it.
Okay, you're gonna grab it. Also, are your limbs made of metal?
Yes.
Oh, good, nice and conductive.
Indeed.
Exactly. Life's gonna stop for you. Okay, so you're gonna try and grab it.
Yes.
So how long do your arms go?
A ways.
How long is a ways?
Quite a ways.
Pick a number. Pick a length for
7.
your arms.
24 yards.
A max length for your arms. For 24 yards?
Sure.
70,
72 feet.
72
Okay, listen,
feet.
you're not an albatross. You gotta go lower than that.
I don't know. Depends on with the coils.
20.
So take a human arm,
Yeah.
right? Make it maybe even a little bit longer, and
yeah,
then imagine, right? So a normal, non-muscular. I think we can all agree on that. That's probably what? That's like 6 inches. So that's like a foot. So if the coils are not super thick.
This is assuming like straightening out the spring altogether into like a
Right,
little
maximum.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying,
like if
the
you go
maximum.
72, it's probably not good for you to go that far too often because you'll lose.
One might even call it a hyperextension.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, so I actually don't think 72 on each arm is totally out of the question. I would say
On
his.
each arm?
Yeah.
Because how tall are you?
I am 5'5", and my arms normally can touch the ground. My hands can normally touch the ground when I'm not extending.
Wait, you have gorilla length arms?
Yes.
Well, they're probably like a little.
I mean, theoretically, I
sprung
can
out.
bring them in, but that's like extra compression on the springs for like shooting them out.
Okay, because like your arm span is about as long as your height.
Well,
usually.
right, but
This is
remember,
also the, like,
these are like
compressed-
spiralize your arms. Like you know those things you put like a carrot
No,
through
I
to
know.
spiralize it. Right, makes the carrot super long.
I need a ribbon. I will wrap
No,
my
I-
arm.
Oh my god.
Quick, we must perform science on this anime tabletop game.
Okay.
So let's say what effective range. That is a good max range. Now, what is a good effective range for where your punches still have punch?
Okay. Let us say 30 feet.
30 feet.
So 10 paces.
Okay.
No, wait. Sorry, 15 paces.
Yeah. 30 feet.
Wait.
30 feet.
Nope, 10 paces.
So if you were to hyperextend, you would reach what? 24 yards.
They're actually 5 paces. Because
paces
if you were to-
2 yards.
If he
right?
were
Yes,
to
which
like
means 6 feet.
stretch out, potentially damaging his arms, he could
Right.
hit 72 feet.
You're right, 5 paces.
His effective range is
I'm
his.
trying to see if that's the amount of. I think that would be. Yeah,
I-
that's enough to wrap once.
it's 72 because if I am if I extend both arms in either direction's maximum length, it's kind of gross.
I think more than that,
Because it's 144.
it starts wearing out.
Oh, gross.
I get it.
Okay, fine.
I got it. Yeah, no, I think it fits also because that's like that's the maximum like sustainable thing.
Okay,
Yes.
so you are trying to hug this machine.
Yes.
Trying to give it a big ol' hug.
Yes.
Okay, well you succeed in giving it a big ol' hug.
Huzzah!
Now what?
Well,
You didn't think about that, did he?
are there any other robots around?
Yeah, there's one coming in,
Excellent.
but it's like a little ways away.
Which
in the
one's
distance.
Oyama?
You're gonna
That's
try to
the not
spring it-
finished
I'm
one?
going to
Correct.
try to grab one and spring it at the other.
The one that's always
How are you
looking
going
at
to
the
spring
screen.
it? How are you going to spring to the other?
It's grab it and then try and get,
Okay, so
basically-
you're going to pull. You're going to use its weight to kind of compress your legs, and then you're going to let go with your hands, and then use your body to propel forward.
no. The idea is the arm stretches out. Then when it's on the retraction, it brings the robot I'm grabbing back to hit this one.
Wait, so you're going to stretch all the way out, and then pull the other one in?
Yes.
Okay, it is not 72 feet away from you.
Ah, they're right.
It's farther.
Okay.
Yes.
Then I guess I'll punch this one that I'm riding.
Okay, cool. So you're going to punch the one that you're hugging.
Yes.
Okay, so you hug it, you look up, and
Cannot tell
you
if
move one of your
enjoying
arms,
it.
and you.
I
Boing!
think it might
Yes.
be enjoying
Yes.
Okay, roll strength.
All right.
it. Roll for cat explosions.
Huh, that was poorly planned.
The
Roll
best
for
plans
plan.
often are.
That you don't have strength?
3.
No. So
Fine.
you try to punch it, you kind of miss just a little bit, because, there's like wind or some shit.
Oh, should I roll fighting instead?
To hit?
Fighting to hit and strength for damage.
Fair. Yeah, go ahead and roll fighting. My bad.
Oh, and explodey.
I have a good strength stat, but I rarely will actually roll strength for my damage.
9.
9 will hit.
Excellent.
Roll damage?
Oh, we're back here again.
Yep.
Oh, exploded.
Okay, go. Go ahead.
Do it!
7.
As you exploded your dice, you exploded this this crazy machine. Boom!
Spring powered compressions.
Yep, you got 2 points.
Excellent.
Good. Alright, Monica.
I just kind of slow jog.
Oh, you do not give a shit. Awesome. So which point are you looking for? 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3?
Whichever one wants to mess with me, I guess. I'm just gonna try to avoid.
You got a
trouble.
3. You got a 3-pointer. The one that he avoided.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, that one got fucked up a buck ago. You got another 3-pointer.
Alright.
Well, I'm so tired. I haven't slept in like the whole day.
I'm gonna run under it and just
Crush it.
Past gravity.
touch it with like 2 or 3 fingers.
Oh! You sure you want to touch it with 3 fingers?
While you're under it?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna run under it and then through it, and as I'm passing by, like, just.
Did I forget to mention that if you're in the zone of gravity, it also acts upon you?
I thought you said it
But are you making it, are you touching it, or are you
I'm
putting it up?
I'm touching.
Okay, thank God. I was like, oh my God, and
No.
he died. And he fucking died.
Oh, 3 times gravity probably wouldn't kill him immediately.
No, but the robot that's 3 times heavier
Yeah.
that's falling on him.
You know, like
Yes.
a couple 100,000 tons or whatever.
I mean,
I don't know, this is anime. I think these robots might be made of styrofoam.
just gonna run by and.
Okay, you're gonna just give it a 3-5.
Yeah.
Hi, 3.
Okay.
5.
We need to get you, me, and Uraraka. Somehow I'm sure we get perpetual motion out of the 3 of us.
So you give him a high 3. You run by, and all of a sudden you hear like this,
Oh my
like,
gosh, I just realized.
like-
I'm trying to turn this into the irregulars. and have to
like
test
head splitting crunch, and you look up and you see it like crumple as it basically becomes like a nice little compact box.
I can look at a piece of matter
It's
and cause a
completely
vision
squished.
explosion.
Good fucking job, you're terrifying. But you kind of feel a little sick.
Yeah.
That like something feels like it's tugging at you as well.
Into the radiation.
Yeah, but you got 3 points. Good job. That was really
So
fast. Everybody else like,
There's
I wanna
only radiation
Pinball!
subsequent fusion reactions.
Okay.
Most of the times radiation
go ahead and
is
pinball.
the only things that dense enough
Ding,
nuclei
ding, 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 ding.
are
Dude, we can
radioactive.
totally get you
No,
like a big
it's
ass
not
ball
radioactive
too.
explosion. I'm just
It's like one of those
nitrogen.
hedgehog balls, but made it out of metal.
It's almost an
And then just
antimatter
like
reaction.
you just pull yourself
It's
back
just-
and
it's just-
boy,
I release the energy
Maybe.
in the material. So
they
like,
call you the
I
pinball
look at
wizard.
the air. I release like 4 molecules
What?
of air next to the robot's head.
Lord. All right, back to
Or
you.
just
Get another 1 pointer.
I'm gonna. I thought I was running away from one.
No, you're running away from a 3-pointer.
Oh, okay. Alright. So I guess I'm gonna try to
Oh
shoot
wait,
it
no,
this
no,
time.
no, yeah, you are running away from a 1-pointer.
So I'm running away, trying to back away.
From the same
And I'm
1-pointer.
just trying to try to focus again and shoot at it.
All right. Is Bakugo's explosion headdress great or the best? Okay, so DM says that Bakugo's explosion headdress is a piece of shit.
But
That
Bakugo's the
was
best
really
character.
loud.
It looks bad. It looks so bad. Like it's
I mean,
dumb. He
he
looks like he wants to be a fish. He wants to be a fish.
I mean, do you
but
remember?
he fucked up and exploded
Do
himself.
you remember what he wanted his hero name to be?
King Explosion Murder.
No. He was pulled away from that one. He accepted that, so he settled for Lord Explosion Murder.
I told
Also, the domino mask piece is
that's
actually
really good.
great.
I told my coworker that like because I had to get for like the medical routers that we have to log into.
Mhm.
They're like, oh yeah, you need a username. I'm like, oh guys, I got this. King Explosion Murder. And like Jaren started snickering because he knew his friend was like, yay, one of us. Oh my god, Hedgehog, do not drown Bakugo, okay? Oh my goodness. He is just a narcissist raised on empty lies. Okay, so what were you trying to do?
I got 5. Shoot it with my steel bearing.
Nice. Roll roll damage.
What damage do you want the steel bearing to be?
Should have rolled like a 14, and then she just would have let you head cap it. You wouldn't have to worry
I
about what
should
the
have
damage
rolled.
What do you,
steel
what do you
ring
normally
does.
roll for
So apparently,
bullets?
apparently the standard handgun is like a 2d6.
Okay, so just roll a d6. Roll 1.
6.
I was
Roll
like,
it again.
Keep going.
3.
So
9.
9.
He seems like the definition of hate fuck. Oh, this conversation's taking a turn for the weird.
Was he?
What? A conversation
Might
involving
be.
anime got weird on the internet?
You
Twitch
go talk-
chat
you go talk to them.
specifically?
You go talk to them. You
Gotcha,
tell them how
gotcha.
it is. What?
Huh? 9. 9.
9?
9.
9?
9.
It fucking explodes.
cool.
You send in this tiny ass ball bearing, and it goes. Everything breaks. Yep. Cool.
I'll cough and I'll run and I'll panic.
No
This
panic.
is really stressful. Like, this is
Really
not something I had trained for,
fucking stressful.
been exposed to. I could smell the wiring. That I could have gotten hit by shrapnel. This is awful.
In the distance,
Why did I
there are two
I
robots.
don't even want to be a hero.
There are two
Huh?
robots.
I don't want to be a hero.
Yes, but I didn't think it out that heavily.
I didn't think there'd be giant robots.
In the distance, there are two robots, a 1 and a 2, and a blonde boy taking both of them on. So he jumps up on the first one, explodes it, and then topples it into the next one and explodes that one too. And continues running away.
Or away.
Away.
Understood.
Like, after he fucking messes with
He
everything.
knows the way.
He know the way.
He knows the way.
He knows the way.
Yeah, my quirk is Ugandan Knuckles. I
You
know the
know the way!
I, in fact, do know the way.
Okay. Cool. Next.
Well, I'm rather happy to find that my thing is fallen. So,
1 pointer's heading towards you.
well then, going to gather up my springy feet and boing straight at him.
Alright,
with
Tigger
my
you.
boingy arms back.
The wonderful thing about Tiggers.
And the idea here is that I hit him with the spring fist,
Please call yourself Tigger.
bouncing myself backwards to land on my spring feet, to bounce myself forward, to hit him with my spring fist, to bounce back on my spring fist.
I feel like this
etc.
guy and his quirk and your quirk are going to work wonderfully.
Oh yeah, there is a lot of potential for you using me
It's
as
springs.
leverage.
It's fucking insane. What's
Did I mention the reason I settled on this is I think this particular power set, as simple as it is, could be the ultimate combo. Because like combo, I can think of a couple of combos probably. You just stand near us and I'm invisible.
Basically?
Yeah.
So long as I don't
What
put too
about-
much, so long as I don't get
You can be our lucky rabbit's foot.
What about if you stood by somebody who
just
had
a problem
hardened
solver.
quills? What would you do with that?
Quills?
Yeah, hardened quills.
Ooh.
I'm
Like,
gonna borrow
they're
these.
quills.
I'm gonna borrow these. I will be back.
Bam!
I will be back after a week of bike riding around while holding on to these.
Or you could even set up your own like impromptu firing line where you just like
Missiles, you know.
slap your hands down his back.
Well, no, but remember that's not. So that's the more. There are more OP versions of this quirk that I rejected as too strong.
It's like in the Legend, or it's like Breath of the Wild when you hit a rock while
Yes.
it's in stasis.
Yes, that I'm actually
That's
no. That is
exactly
actually
it.
literally what this quirk does, except it takes longer than just whacking a rock. And then so, how strong is Link?
He's pretty strong.
I'm sure there's a YouTube video that has done calculations
He literally
on that.
got himself from a field into Ganon's castle by hitting a
Probably
rock.
not as strong as Ash Ketchum.
What?
That's true.
What?
How's that?
There are some.
There's math.
There's plenty of YouTube videos on this.
What?
We won't go into it
what?
now.
Rolling for fighting for hitting and such.
Okay.
What was I saying?
That's
Oh, yeah.
a 3.
Okay. You do not hit it.
Oh. Boing! Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Come on!
Yeah, it was because that was dangerous.
Well, nice try.
Oh,
Get better dice.
I put my ring on the quill and fire the ring while it's on the quill, propelling
It
the
just
quill into
fucking
things.
becomes a magic missile.
The answer to almost any question is how do I make it projectile harder?
He gives you a high five. Next day, you go flying in the other direction. Shit!
No, that's vector control, the most OP variant of this quirk because
Yeah,
it
so I
requires
was looking
no
for
effort.
quirks to like give people, and I was like, yeah, sure, vector control. That's totally fine, right?
She couldn't explain to me a legitimate limitation for it,
There is none.
and so I said you probably shouldn't use it.
Another quirk I actually thought of was if I'm aware of the attack coming at me, I'm immune to it.
That's kind of neat.
That's
No, you're immune to it, even especially if you don't know the attack
Actually,
is
yeah,
coming.
that's more the case.
yeah.
Vector limitation.
All right,
Can't go
well,
left or right.
Oh,
Your turn.
you're not an
You
ambi-turner?
got.
I'm not an Andy
I'm not
Turner,
an Andy
Matilda.
God.
That move.
I need to
I
go
just
watch
lost
it.
so many IQ points.
Ooh, quirk. Blue steel.
Oh. Limitation. You lose the ability to turn left.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
It said you turn left
I
repeatedly.
actually have that problem at roller rinks. I can only turn left when I'm skating.
So if you like try and turn and skate the other direction,
I
you
fall
just
over.
die.
I fall over. Occasionally catch on fire, but mostly
Catch
just
on
fall over.
fire.
I've often wondered
How
what
did
would
you
happen.
catch on fire?
I've often wondered
Resistance.
what would happen to speed skaters if you made them go the other way. Because you know they're always going left. Would they all die?
No.
Would there be significantly more wipeouts?
There are already some really bad ones. Can we also just acknowledge how terrifying ice skates are?
Yeah, they're really, really scary.
Like you fall down and just you have no fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one point where
Never kept me off the ice
there was
rink.
a couple's ice skating, like an ice skating duo, and for ice dancing, and they actually like she nicked his eyebrow and almost hit like a vein in the it was really bad.
This game is great for tangents.
Died. Yeah, well, shut your whole mouth. All right,
We'll fix it. Next.
Wrong.
Whore mouth. That's a quirk.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, spring tongue. That makes sense.
I mean, actually, that's
All right,
just
you got a 2-pointer.
what's her name? The frog.
Oh,
Sue.
Froppy.
Oh my God!
Froppy.
You just have Sue's tongue on your arms with.
Oh, that sounds awkward.
Honestly,
It's like her best. It's like her like
most versatile
Give her a
power.
2-pointer. Please shut up so I can finish this game.
Alright. How big are they?
They're fucking huge.
Oh,
That's a
Let me
2-pointer.
show you
It's
the
like a
best,
scorpion.
The best feature of this. That honestly might be the best feature.
You're gonna have to go
Especially
with 2 or
because
3.
anyone can use it.
I think I'll
I know
just
the
hit it with
feeling.
the 2.
And you-
Actually, the reason I got this.
A 1
Is that the-
will totally
which
be
one?
fine.
No.
Yeah, I guess.
You wanna
Yeah.
do 1 or 2. Okay, so you're gonna hit him with a 2. So you go in, you're like,
I just,
and you run away, and it like starts to crumple, and fuck, I'm a robot.
I'm really
I didn't
happy
see this
with
happening. How did this happen to
that's
me?
9 plus.
Now flat pancake. I'm a metal pancake. And yeah, and then it's sad. You got 2 points. Good job. This is like the easiest. His is like the easiest. And you win.
And
So
now I have this,
Mhm.
which
You are
actually
starting to
costs
get
like
nauseous.
the same amount as this.
yeah.
Well,
Okay.
probably a little more.
Your
I'm just
turn.
gonna
Little
like
more than
curl
this.
up somewhere
This is a
in
little
like
more.
fetal position.
Why did I start with
It also-
3?
You
Okay,
can
so
get some
what
with
do you do?
this
I'm gonna keep running
for
around.
more money.
Okay, you can keep running around?
Yep.
Alright, you hit a 2-pointer.
I'm going
Hit
to
the
try.
2-pointer.
I'm going to try to go around it by
You
using
are such
little.
a fucking coward.
Yeah.
Get the shit out of the 2-pointer.
Face your challenges head on.
Yeah, man. You got a
Um,
good power.
It's gonna keep running and then try to get a get little spurts of
Can-
speed by.
Can I just
Using
tell
the
him
air.
how he could defeat the freaking 0-pointer with his power? Because you could straight up just be wandering down the street blowing these up.
Making my way down.
By wandering down the street blowing them up with compressed air, because compressed air is insane the things it can do.
That's why I limit the range for it.
Yeah, get on them.
That's
Physically,
interesting.
that's difficult.
Biscuits, man. You gotta risk it for
Physically
the biscuits. Well, maybe you should have had a quirk that lets you turn your shoes into jumpy springs.
That's true.
Or made your
Except
legs
you
out
do,
of
because you can make compressed air under your feet.
You should
He
have
does not do
your
that.
quirk should be the
Why are you so
No,
dumb?
to be fair, you did limit us to one trick. There's like 18 things I want to do with this power that I'm not doing because you said one trick.
Behind, we'll shoot about in the head. I got 5.
Not bad. Okay, so you wanted to go shoot in the head? Boop. Okay. Well, you look kind of dumb doing it, but you did it. So go roll.
I mean,
I appreciate that.
you should
Thank
have you should
You're
have
like a hand
someone
over here
naval laser.
somewhere.
Balancing it out. Just make that shot.
Bouncing those quarters.
So,
Alright, go ahead and roll damage. Alright, well, that was unfortunate.
3.
It was in. Why did you try rolling that again? Because the fortune cookie did not give you a good fortune.
5.
Yeah, are you welcome? You're welcome. Alright, you got 5. Cool. So it takes it has a nice big hole in it now. And it's still standing. And
It's not always.
then it starts charging you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to run? You just stand your ground.
I am going to run and get another marble or steel thing and shoot. I'm done.
Oh, you done? Okay.
Which one is chasing after one of my fellow potential future students? What number size?
Peers?
It's a 2.
It's a
'Cause
2?
we're never going to be your students.
What? No, peers. That's fellow students.
You'll be one of my students, though.
I don't understand. I have force-on dealer players.
Could I grab a hold of a light pole and extend an arm across the street to another light pole?
Oh my god, you finally did it. Okay, cool. So you're gonna go trip the motherfucker.
Yes.
Cool. It's running. And then it hits your spring. Please roll. You're gonna have to roll a couple of dice for me. Please roll strength, then roll agility, then roll vigor.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so this is going to go. 2.
4.
Strength.
Okay.
Agility. 4.
Okay.
And vigor. 7.
You're a very lucky man. That would have been really bad for you. Your arm would have just been like bent forever. You just had like a little kink in your arm.
Broken slinky.
Yeah, you would have been a broken slinky. You didn't even get a chance to like play this game yet. You already fucked yourself up. Holy shit.
Oh dear.
You need to go find some stairs. That's where your ultimate power will be unleashed.
Yes.
He's just like curls and does a bunch of like flips. Oh my god.
That's where your true power lies.
I find a stair machine and I become a perpetual motion man.
Oh my god.
You just somehow
Infinite
Someone
power.
put a generator on him. Just gain power forever. Anyway, so
what are the effects here?
yeah, so you stretch yourself out,
Oh my God.
and this thing
Every
makes contact with you, and it's like
It
it hurts. It hurts a lot. It's like being hit with a train on your arm. Really fucking hurts. That force, the weight behind it.
How many nerve endings are in steel?
It doesn't fucking hurt at all. You're a dumb bitch. Now your arms are fucking broken. And now you have like one arm. Good job. Somehow you managed to do this. So it strikes you. You're not able to quite keep your arm connected to that pole, and so you actually let go of the pole. And as it's crossing, as it's making its stride, your arm comes flying back as it's recompressing, and your hand's still open. And grabs the end of its leg and pulls its leg from underneath it, and it goes crashing into a building right across from you. Good job, guys. You both won 2 points. Next.
Careful fist bumping him.
position.
Freedom position. All right, so you won 5 points, and you're done.
Good
You're
sir.
done fucked up.
I mean, if I don't feel better, I'll just kind of.
So you gotta chill for like a hot set, or you just kind of push through it because it's only 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't worry
I'll,
yourself.
like,
Don't overwork.
slow walk.
So
Use like
Ooh,
a building.
you also
to,
throw up for exactly the opposite reasons as you were Rocco. But instead of rainbows, you puke up like dark rainbows of death.
It's just
you know?
pure darkness.
Tsukiyomi is just rolling over there, you know. whatever.
Yes.
Okay,
Revelry in the dark.
cool. Revelry dark. So you find a 1-pointer.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
How far is my range for the gravity area? The 5 by 5?
20 feet's a pretty good distance, right?
20 feet?
Yeah. Away from you. Up to 20 feet.
So that's 21, 7.
It's about 3 paces.
That becomes 3 paces, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good amount of distance. You can go up to 20 feet away from you.
Cool. I'm just gonna gravity area, like a leg.
A
Like
leg?
that.
Okay, good choice.
Like,
All right.
that'd be important
How
to note.
strong do you
These
want
are
this
not
area to be?
shook.
Is it how wide is the area?
It's 5 by 5.
You're going to do the full 5 by 5 because you can concentrate the gravity for no penalty.
You said I can't do that.
Wait, I did? You can't. What? You sure? Maybe I didn't mean it
So
that
there are
way.
a couple.
Maybe I didn't mean it. Come back. One
I
second.
said
it's almost exactly different.
Yeah, I asked you if I
And
can
was
like
talking about
compress
the
it
ones
to
that are
one
the
by
same.
one and just have
I
it
I
stronger.
just lost it. Fuck. Come back. Baby gonna.
I think this is the one I actually want to. Oh no, this is.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yep. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So it's gonna be full 5 by 5. Sorry. So you're gonna fuck up this one pointer who is like just a wheel with 2 legs
Oh.
or 2 arms, and you're actually gonna get the whole wheel. It's gonna fully compress and deflate, and then you have the movie. Then you have just the upper body. You gonna do it again?
I was just hoping like just immobilize it.
Yeah, you'll definitely be immobilizing it. It's just
Cool.
it's still alive.
Snakes have
Oh shit!
I really want to get good with.
You can do it. You can do it
Be
again.
on my list, but
Yeah.
snake,
I mean, I
have
would
fun
still get the
worried
side
about
effect,
it.
right?
Like, I usually
Or
do.
is
No,
that
no.
just
If
like
you
a
put
touch?
no, it's only when you like hive 1 through 5 people.
Alright, well then yeah. I'll
Yeah,
just,
it's
like,
okay. So you're gonna squish that thing. All right, cool. So it gets compressed, and you got an extra point. You're at 6. Good job. All right, so you guys have been working your way through these creatures for the last 10 minutes, and at the very end, boom! A 0 pointer comes out. Mother Forker is gunning for all of you. What do you do?
Robin.
Which is a bit right.
Who wants to go first?
Robin hasn't changed much, and a lot of the big champions are about crap.
You can panic. It's okay.
And she has a really
Does he have
I'm
like, a
get-
broken arm or something?
Oh, was the arm actually
the
broken?
running
Okay. Okay. It's
Actually,
dumb,
think
but
about
my
it for a second.
it's a dumb, but my smarts support it.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna use the restroom really quick. I was like, oh, I gotta pee. Okay. So think about it. Make a plan.
All right.
Kill it with fire. One of you develop a fire quirk.
You compress air, and then you use gravity to compress it further into a tiny singularity. That'll ignite it.
I mean, plasma does cover with a wide range of sins.
Wait, no, I forget my smarts. No, we don't have fire.
Yeah, no plan. Yes, this is why even my fighters have 14 intelligence. I was actually initially going to dump smarts on this character for more vigor, and then I was like, wait a minute, I want to be able to brain at least a little.
Yeah.
Please quit breaking all the things. Also, that shot against the 3-pointer. It's like, oh yeah, on a d6, I got a 10 on my agility to aim, and then 14 to shoot it. It's just
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Love internal debating. It's super dumb, but I'm not smart enough to realize that.
Oh, is the sound dropping out?
No.
Oh, sorry. Is the sound still dropping out for you guys?
Are you sitting on the volume control?
Are you sitting on the volume control too?
We have had that happen in the past.
Like literally, the person above you is like, "Yo, I sat on the volume," but he's he's on you right now. I don't know where he went.
Ilchar?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Bye, Ilchar. Goodbye. No, he's like, I think he's in his room or something. You know who Ilchar is, right?
Why would I?
Okay. I mean, you live with them. That's why.
That doesn't say Ymir.
Oh, you're right.
praise you, Mayor.
Okay, cool. All right. What is your stupid but totally rational idea?
Yes. So I want to reach out and
Touch faith.
touch the some portion of the 0-pointer
You keep thinking.
with my metal arm.
You keep thinking you're Elastigirl. That's the problem here.
Look, we all know you should have just been Luffy.
So, want to touch some portion of its body with the end of my metal arm. Then with this arm, crossing over the two, grab a electrical line. And hopefully it's just going to go along that way.
Okay.
So your plan is to commit suicide.
Can somebody stop him, please?
And then you died.
I'm not there.
Okay.
Oh wait, cue up that Dolph Lundgren gif.
What,
If he dies, he dies.
What do you do?
I guess I'll just try to fire what I can from the corner of a building at the oncoming pointers.
I'm a fire in my laser.
What do you do?
I mean, you guys do remember, you're supposed to avoid it. You're not supposed to be able to fight that.
Yeah.
I'm a moron. Also, I personally think my quirk might let me kill it.
I mean, my push.
I mean, actually, yes. If you can get up there, slap it with all 5 fingers, I doubt it is built to sustain
If he
fire.
slaps things with 5 fingers, he's gonna end up getting fucked up and going to the hospital.
Really?
Yeah.
Like close to death. That thing is suicide.
Right. Okay,
That's
fine,
pretty
4
much true.
fingers. It's probably
4
not.
fingers is about as bad.
No, but I only need one.
3
because
made
it's
him
based on the
nauseous.
size.
5-finger death punch.
That's true.
Based
Like
on
two or three
The
are probably.
bigger it is, the easier it is for him to
Yeah.
take it down. He can literally go, boop, and it's like,
The square cube lot is a
I
bitch.
fucked it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to touch it and then conduct. Is the rest of you
Electricity.
metal too?
The arms and...
Just your arms and your legs are metal?
Yeah.
Okay, did you forget that you're also made out of water?
Might have. I am working with the D4 smarts.
I want you guys to all know all my viewers, that I'm simply staring at him dumbfounded at this proposal. Yeah, sure. You go ahead and you touch the robot. You cross your arms and you start going for the generator nearby. And Sandy blonde hair runs by you. Out of my way, extra! And jumps up and starts barraging its joint, like the closest joint with explosions. White-haired boy comes running in, and he starts like, I don't even know what he does. What does he even do? Does he just punch things?
White
Does
hair?
Shoji just punch things?
Yeah, with the tail?
Dude is super strong.
Yeah, no, he does martial arts. His tail is
No,
rough.
that's not him. That's Ojiro.
No,
Oh.
the one that
Dual
has
arms.
multi-arms.
Dude can like, I think with one hand,
Carry
like,
people.
I mean,
pick-
Oh
he-
yeah.
like
He
he
was-
curls like 450 kilograms.
he was straight up just carrying both Sue and
like it was nothing.
yeah, and
he
he
was
was
carrying a couple people.
and he was running as fast as people with a 3-person horse. Like he is quite strong.
Shoji is big.
He does have a power rating of 5 of 5.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I think part of that is because they haven't addressed it, but they haven't stated there's a limit to his dupla arms.
No,
Like-
they definitely said that there is no limit.
Well,
He said it at least, or he's heavily implied.
he said, well, there might be some, either way, there's a lot of stuff he hasn't done. Like, we were joking about infinite cabbages. I think he might be able to do crazy dupla arm shenanigans.
Nice.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. 540 kilos of force.
Oh my god.
Shoji is incredibly strong.
Okay.
More than strong enough to crush a human skull
Shoji
with one
comes
of
by
possibly many
and
hands.
he passes around you guys and he goes to try
Yeah,
and
and
punch
then-
it as well.
Okay.
And then your arm reaches.
Well, there are people on it at this point, so
generator.
retracting.
I don't think we've seen him use his super move yet.
There are people on. I don't want that people.
I think this comes
Should have thought about your surroundings.
I can't remember.
So you go and you almost reach the generator. And you're like within a couple inches of it. And you're like, this is a bad idea. And you take your arms back, and instead you hook your other arm that was already touching him, and you use the momentum of retracting your arm to propel it all the way back. Super coil your arm, super compress it, and then go for a very fast punch. Yeah. That sounds much better than electrocuting yourself, huh? Makes you look a little smarter too. I got you. Okay, cool. So you take aim and you make a shot. Go ahead and roll me all the rolls that you've been doing so far. And you concentrate and you lay down a 5x5 gravity area on its head to try and start compressing it down. And you successfully get its head. Good job.
15 for that fighting.
Nice. You got 15. Yeah, that sounds so much better. You just BAM! Fucking pot shot in the neck. And it makes a nice big dent. It completely caves in the chest. Alright, what did you get? Well, you don't know. You're putting dice on the ground.
So, out of 4 shots, only 2 connected, 5, and another 5.
Okay, so you hit with 5 damage?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Damage for one is 4, and for the other one, it is 5.
Nice, so you made 9 damage.
I guess so.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you guys take it down. It's a huge team effort. Like at the same time, you all synchronized and you all punched. Its head started crumpling, and then it got punched in the neck, and then it had a nice whole chunk blown out of it. And as it's crumpling down, Bakugo and Shoji both punch the legs out from underneath it, so it crumples into one nice pancake. And you successfully taken out the 0-pointer, even though you were told to run away from it. Congratulations. Alright. Wait, what? Okay, so apparently we have been given a philosophical question.
Oh?
For those assembled, in Lord of the Rings, one cannot simply walk into Mordor. Why didn't they just yeet the ring into Mordor? Or not Doom?
Yeet.
Throw. It's how the kids say throw.
I don't even fucking understand.
Well, yeet.
I'm too old for this.
I raced with Tolkien, and you just couldn't do that with the yeets.
Well, no, I think...
It sounds like they were just completely uninvolved. They had no horse in the race, and so it's less philosophical and more historical.
I think the better question is, had anyone tried skipping into Mordor?
Yes. Black Gates.
Rip.
I mean, what could one not skip into Mordor?
But can you skip and climb? That's the true question. Because if you can't climb and skip at the same time,
that makes sense because
it's such a hilly.
He wasn't saying anything other than like you'll have to climb.
That's true.
He wasn't saying like it's this huge impossible thing. It's just you can't just walk.
You also have to climb.
Legit.
You also have to go do shit.
Bring rope. And we're good.
So, congratulations, everybody has passed the entrance exam. Thank you very much for at least taking out one person, one robot on your own. That was the criteria to pass.
What was our rescue scores?
You didn't get any because you didn't rescue anyone, bitch. Bye.
No, I shot the 3-pointer that was chasing.
You got 20 points.
I'm sure that Kirishima and I got lucky. And Kirishima absolutely would have gotten.
But some of the judges accidentally, without really knowing why, raised their panels and awarded you 50 rescue points.
Nope, that's not how it works.
35 points. 35 points each. Okay.
Ooh, somehow I got 50
yeah,
more
he
points.
rescued you, right? Or did you rescue him?
No, he rescued
me. Okay, so
me.
you got 10. You got 10 rescue points. Good job. What? You rescued yourself, so 0 points. Good job. Rescue me! 10 points to Gryffindor!
Oh, fuck that. I'm not in Gryffindor.
Oh, what are you in?
Hufflepuff.
You're in Ravenclaw.
Oh, well, I mean, I just meant in this, like, out of school. But yes,
I'm in UA.
I'm in UA. Hello?
I am the most Ravenclaw, and remember, Ravenclaw is the most evil house.
Oh shit, what?
They get away with it.
Slytherin lets you know they're evil. That's not the most evil you can be.
That is the wrong
Ravenclaw also learns all the evil shit and then just doesn't talk about it.
It purely as an
How old
intellectual
were you
exercise.
when you came to understand the truth, realize the truth, and understood that a hot dog is actually a 2-layered sandwich?
Incorrect. A hot dog is in fact a taco.
Incorrect. It's in fact a taco. Oh my god. All right. So congratulations, you all made it. So a couple weeks later.
Unless you fully rip the bun in half, but then it isn't a hot dog.
A couple weeks later, you guys received a letter from UA.
Excuse me, I think they were weird holograms for no reason.
Hello, because I am here. No.
How many of these do I have to do?
Oh, wait, how many of these do I have to do? Oh.
Am I not just doing Midoriya? Did I not mention he's the main character?
Apparently tacos are sandwiches, so you can go fight that with Saber.
Disagree.
Oh, I'm afraid. So please don't fucking kill me.
I will not be crucified on the hill of sandwiches.
My name is Saku, and I do not endorse this message. Anyway, so you get your hologram from All Might. Congratulations, you made it in, and you make your way to class. 3 weeks later. Good job, guys. Woo! Okay, so you go into your first day of class, and you realize the bell is wrong, and your teacher is not here.
I check for sleeping bags.
Alright. Should we, at this point, describe what we look like?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, yeah. Okay, so at this point, you guys have finally met each other. So go ahead and meet each other now. You know, while you are bonding over the shared experience of not having your homeroom teacher.
Well, excuse me, I checked for sleeping bags.
Look at the timeline.
Who wants to go first?
Seems like one. Yeah, go on.
Seems like we should go in order of our characters' birthdays.
When the fuck were y'all? I'm gonna go first.
Tom Stone, I believe your quirk was a very detailed backstory, so I believe that you're the only one who knows his birthday.
Yes. Like most of my characters, November 20th.
So your birthday.
My character was born
19. I guess not.
19?
No,
that can't be.
Your character was born in 20XX, much like this game.
Yes.
My character was born February 30th.
2044. 2004. Sorry. What?
Okay.
What?
March 4th.
Describe your character.
No, May 4th, sorry.
Please.
May 4th.
Describe your character. Please. Yeah.
Gross.
I gave you a high five. Just
describe your character.
Why me?
Because you're first.
Why?
You're right here.
We're going
You're
left
lucky.
to right.
That's your quirk.
Describe your characters and Wintershins.
Cool. So.
This is mine. Thank you for your donation to the game.
I'm Rikari Kakichi.
This is mine.
I'm from the Mustafa. I'm from Mustafa Middle School. He appears to be fairly standard Japanese, short, dark hair, long enough that it can either be messy or trimmed.
He looks like Joker from Persona 5. He has that hair. Do it now.
Less curly.
Make my dreams come true.
Like that, but less curly. Fairly average build.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
On a scale of disco to President Mike, how hot is your character?
Roller skates.
Well, I don't know if that fits on our scale, but that's okay.
Really? Funky for. How do you have a
like
funky
a
fresh anything without roller? Numbers don't play in.
Is that like a 4? Is that like, I don't know.
No, yeah, numbers
don't
definitely
play in.
What is that equivalent to though?
To roller skates.
Oh, you're right. I was wrong.
Okay, so Robin Hawkins, born in England. He has slightly wavy blonde hair. Recently, moved back a few years ago to live with, we'll go with his father.
His father, Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking.
Why do you have a different last name than your dad?
Don't worry about it.
Wait, what's your
Were
name?
you?
Hawkins?
Was
Stephen
your surname
Hawkins?
also named? Was your surname also named after your grandfather?
No, a villain in America.
Damn.
Yeah, he would be, I guess, kind of tall. He's 6 foot.
Okay.
He wears quite a bit of like jewelry, but it's very plain. Like he'll have like 2 rings. He'll have like rings on his fingers. If you look, he's wearing chains with various like actually very kind of like this with like coins. He wears, but it's all very subdued. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Kondo was born and raised in Nagoya, Japan. Went to middle school there. Kind of has the generic uniform. Has bright pink hair. That's kind of.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Why not?
Gelled back like reminds Draco Malfoy when you first meet him in Harry Potter.
Speaking of Harry Potter.
Kind of that style. Very lanky, but short. Like, just kind of skinny and frail.
Okay. That would make a lot of sense as to why the fuck you ran away screaming from these monsters or these robots. It's because you have pink hair.
That's true. Anime characters with pink hair are notoriously completely useless.
Yeah.
Oh my god. He's in love with Bakugo.
Oh,
the
shit.
angsty emo one.
I knew it!
I can ship that. Anyways.
Oh. You haven't even met him! He ain't even in your class.
No, he would have seen him running around blowing stuff up.
I know.
That's when you fell madly in love with him.
There you see him, exploding all the bots away.
Oh, there.
He had a lot to say, but there's something explosive about it.
It was mostly screaming. The lot to say was principally screaming.
Now die!
Others try, but you're gonna die, cause you're gonna explode away.
Go to hell.
Go to hell.
He has a very, very linear
Anyway, go on.
dialogue.
So Jack is a little on the shorter side. He is a little smaller sort of fellow, but he's also pretty wiry, pretty tough, but not terribly strong due to his size. Oddly enough, his arms do reach the floor, though, and reach even further than that when he really puts his mind to it. When he's not wearing his school uniform, he'll often be in jeans and a button-up sort of a flannel or plaid sort of look shirt.
Oh, but you're at school, so you're in your uniform.
Yes. Though he is trying to figure out how to make the cowboy hat work with the uniform. It's not really jiving up here, down here. It's just not.
You're not allowed to wear your hat in school.
I know!
You're the
It
worst
makes it awkward.
American ever. Take your damn cowboy hat out.
No.
Be respectful.
Nah,
Goddamn
y'all.
foreigner.
Also, he does not do tobacco, but he often chooses chewing gum as though he did.
I was like, how would you eat? What? You're like 13.
Chewing gum, the tobacco of 13.
That didn't stop you from thinking that we could have an active sex life.
What?
What?
That happened earlier tonight.
What?
What?
Yeah. How does no one else remember this?
We've repressed it immediately.
I repressed it immediately. What?
That's right.
Anyway, come on.
Mika is
Oh no, his name is Mika Iduno.
okay.
And he's like, okay, so I guess that's my name now.
Yes. He is 5'4".
Preach.
And
Still when
he's
taller than me.
kind of fit,
But not.
he's not like
Kidding.
really muscular, but like
He's lean.
just lean.
He's lean.
Pale skin,
Lean, mean, gravity
hair
machine.
is just jet black and it covers his eyes.
Everyone had. Whoa, okay. Oh, I see you. Man, Tsukiomi's gonna have a field day over here.
So emo.
Alright, cool. So
And
we have.
there's like a gloomy atmosphere around him.
Oh, damn.
When you activate your power, it's like everything sucks.
Does he walk about with a certain gravitas?
Part of a team.
Okay, so as you guys sit down in your seats, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my my terrible present Mike.
Oh my god, our homeroom teacher is present Mike.
No, he's not.
No.
My terrible present Mike impression, because I'm going to describe all of your classmates now. Here we go. All right. Shinsen Karada, Tremor Sense, uses vibrations to pinpoint the locations of targets ineffective in the air or mud. Naga Ho-Ho, Quirk Buddy System, can borrow or multiply personal skill by borrowing. Cameron Hada, Quirk Chameleon Skin, can change skin and hair color to better blend in with surroundings. Effect ends with sudden movement. Nageru Ude, Quirk Pitcher's Arm, can throw projectiles at fast and far distances. Anzaga Kuona, Quirk Peer, can peer 5 seconds into the future. Mionji Kauban, Quirk Dust, Quirk can create ash-like dust from body. If overused, skin will become dry and rough. Namida Shinsei, Quirk Sacred Tears, the quirk allows the user to control eye fluids. They cannot create more eye fluid, and they must stock up on tears by crying beforehand. Dulia Maoli, Quirk Hair, can manipulate hair strands on body to grow any length. Made brain hair for added strength. Added length will make their hair brittle. Usohagi Misojin. Man, I should have thought about these names before I actually put them down on paper. But oh well.
all my characters are named Steve.
I'm not naming this. Whoops. Usohagi Misojin. Quirk Good Face. The quirk affects the mind and making the victim talk in a crazy, charismatic way. Making the victim talk in a crazy, charismatic way and act more flamboyantly than they normally would. It also affects the body by giving them a more stoic, cool-looking face. They also sparkle if in direct sunlight. It should be noted that the victim is aware of how they are acting, although they cannot stop it. The quirk also stops working for a second if they get too angry. It's never stated how long it lasts. Shuto Yubi, Quirk Finger Guns. The quirk allows the user to shoot fingernails at a target. If overused, the nail beds will bleed. Quirk takes on extra properties depending on the type of manicure. Nutma Glegon, Quirk Gorgon's Tears. User can paralyze from sight. However, if the user experiences any excitement or stimuli, the effect ends. Muji Rohaline. Wow.
Who?
Green Thumb, Muji Rohaline.
Rolo, got it.
Rohaline. Quirk, Green Thumb. The user can speed up germination of seeds and shape how the plants grow. The user can then cause the increased plant growth at an alarming rate. Wait, I wrote that twice. Whoops. Somehow they have green thumbs.
Somehow they have green thumbs?
No, they literally have
their
green
thumbs
thumbs.
are green.
And just
I got you.
Kills people by taking a pine cone seed, shoving it up someone's butt with their thumb, and trees.
This is the thing.
Kemono Pungseon. Quirk, balloon animal. User uses breath to animate balloon animals.
That's terrifying.
Alexa Prime. Quirk, Alexa. Can recall tidbits when asked, but will distinctly avoid pointed questions regarding them.
Tell us a joke, Alexa.
Say hello, Alexa.
You have to begin with Alexa.
Alexa,
to
say
get her
hello.
attention.
Alexa, say okay, Google.
I don't know that.
Alexa, say hello.
Hello.
Alexa, shut up.
That's right, guys. That's right. Alexa's an NPC in this game. I don't know what I've done.
Alexa, tell me a joke.
Actually, my friend Jimmy Fallon wants to tell a joke. Let's give him a shot.
Who the hell is
What does the horse say to the scarecrow? Hey.
So what do you think? Should I let Jimmy tell the jokes for a while?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Jimmy, Jimmy'll tell the jokes for a while. If you ever miss me, just say, I miss your jokes.
Aww.
No one misses you.
Aww.
Turns out Jimmy Fallon will also be guest appearing in
As a friend of Alexa.
Actually, Alexa just does a really good Jimmy Fallon impression.
Alexa, who needs jokes when I have you all? Ooh, snap. Is there a
Jimmy
villain
Fallon,
named
take
Siri?
it away.
Why did the lumberjack quit his job? He just couldn't hack it anymore.
Aw.
Because he couldn't hack it anymore. Get wrecked. Get wrecked.
No,
Get
mine
wrecked.
also work.
Why don't you just leave?
Yeah.
Oh my god, why'd you just die?
That was a bit of a stretch. Had to root around for that one a little bit.
Oh
We
my God.
definitely shouldn't tell any more than trees.
Stop branching out something
Yeah.
else.
Okay.
That was weak. That was weak.
We should.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's-
so those are your classmates. This is my life now.
I just have one question. How did those people pass?
Actually, no.
A couple of them, sure. 5 seconds into the future, that's, literally ATM.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, that one Nicolas Cage movie. But, so chameleon skin actually makes sense because
I just wanted him to have all the
There
powers
are
of a chameleon and be Arsu.
I mean,
Actually-
how the fuck did Mineta get anywhere?
No, he can trap things like crazy.
Yeah, but he totally did not.
We didn't see what he did.
Actually, no. Chameleon dude should totally just be like, his quirk, chameleon. He can do basically anything a chameleon can do.
His quirk, chameleon, basically everything also is.
Yeah,
No,
quirk,
no,
kind of a sewer ripoff.
No, he's got eyes that go
Yeah,
different
his eyes
directions.
actually.
That's true. He
His
would
eyes
be.
actually like rotate.
Also,
in,
his
separately,
tongue would
independently.
be fundamentally different in that it would primarily be used to bring things to him.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't be as good in the water.
That's true. He also wouldn't be able to
Much
jump.
better
He
climber.
also
than-
walks
He's
just
I was gonna
like
say he's fucking worthless anywhere because he moves like. Am I gonna take a step? Okay, we should just pull up true facts about the chameleon and just watch. Because Zay Frank
so the person
is
who has
amazing.
the person who has peer can see if they actually take the step or not. The chameleon takes the step or not.
You're gonna do it anyway.
You're
Just
gonna do
fucking
it.
go.
But no, like,
Do it.
so one of the big ways that, and this is how they justified Hagakure getting in, who's like, I'm invisible, the end, is that there are actually, like, off buttons on the back, like, basically on the back of the robot necks.
Yeah.
And so she, like, snuck up on them and climbed up and pushed the off button.
Just got all naked up in there and just.
Yeah. Boop. That's her step one, disrobe. Hagakure.
Yeah. I've often wondered if they actually made a transparent suit so she didn't feel awkward not wearing any clothes.
No, I think she freeballs it.
Also, can we just talk about all of a sudden?
So there is a thing on her profile that like people have pointed out that she's the only one who does not wear underwear under her clothes because supposedly there's like no underwear lines, and I'm like, thank you Wikipedia. That was the one thing of trivia I needed to know about her.
Well, I mean, let's be honest here. What's the point? It's not like anybody's gonna see anything.
I mean, can we also just talk about being an 8-year-old and all of a sudden just being invisible?
Or
She's 4.
even
they
more-
manifest when they're like 4 or 5.
Even worse.
She doesn't even show up in
What if
family
they
holiday video or
What if
pictures.
it manifested at birth?
Did you give birth that way? I don't know why it's crying, but I don't know where it is.
Although she does clearly have some. I think she might be able to like force it
Wait,
off.
no, they can manifest at birth. Because remember, Present Mike caused the delivering doctor and everyone in the room's ears to bleed.
Oh my god!
My bad. I bumped it.
Oh
Yeah,
god,
really
it's an
badly.
earthquake!
Can you help me
Hi.
with that?
Oh no!
We
The
need
face
to-
is being shown. I protect you.
Cooks in the kitchen, Saku.
I am less helpful than you.
You're
No
more
one
helpful because you
even
didn't kick the
fucking
table.
cares.
That's true.
Get
No, it's not that. It was the camera. Okay,
the camera itself.
this is my life.
Sorry. My bad, guys.
This is why you guys gotta be careful.
I didn't realize it wasn't attached there.
How?
Pay attention.
She spent literally 20 minutes putting that camera up there.
She was
I
like,
Did you
spent more
forget
than
that
20
part?
minutes. It's good. It's good.
That was just
I mean,
like something I
It
did.
is also 11
I
o'clock.
know. We're gonna finish up here.
I am rapidly pumpkining.
Okay. All right. So
Sorry.
you guys have. It's been about 10 minutes. since
Still
you
no
guys,
homeroom
and
teacher.
there's no homeroom teacher.
That means we get to leave, right?
No.
No, in Japan, I believe if it's an 8-hour school day, you have to wait 8 hours and 15 minutes before you can leave with no homeroom teacher.
Fuck you. Alright, so,
It's accurate.
Some students come in from class 1A. A girl that you recognize with short hair, short brown hair, she comes into your class and she asks, does anyone else not have their teacher? What do we do?
Unless ours is invisible, yeah.
You guys don't have a teacher either? That's kind of weird.
No.
It'll work itself out. It's UA.
As you say that, a man with blonde hair, as you recognized before, President Mike, and a woman wearing very scantily clad, tight-fitting outfit with a mask and a corset and like a weird
And a cat of nine tails.
Yeah, walks in behind her. Are you ready, class? Looks like we're your substitute teachers. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Crickets.
Yes.
Yeehaw.
Y'all.
Yay. I was like, what do we do? Oh no. Well, thanks for tuning in, class. And he walks in and settles himself. I'm President Mike. I'm going to be your teacher until your teacher arrives. And Midnight will, you know, I really don't want to do Midnight right now.
Go to class 1A.
Yeah, she'll just turn around and leave and go to class 1A.
Why 1A?
Because class 1A's teacher isn't there either.
Oh no, what happened to whoever that was supposed to be? Because we don't know that.
But what about... Does this mean that Class 1A will be at orientation?
Oh shit, the timelines are just gone.
Dude, shut up, please.
Midoriya will never learn to use a single finger.
You don't know that. Give me a minute. Damn.
The timeline. Actually, no, Midnight might do something even worse to them. Or better. Depends on how much you like being whipped.
Mineta will be very happy.
Oh my, it might kill
Mineta.
Mineta.
It's supposed to be backwards. Oh shit. No, Mineta's supposed to be in your class because of Mineta. No.
Oh, then cool.
No, well, I said it. It's now in stone. President Mike is now your teacher.
I mean, if you wanted it to be Midnight, it can be Midnight.
She doesn't want to do Midnight more than she doesn't want to have to think about Mineta dying on the first day of class due to blood pooling in a specific location.
Does he even have one? Like, it's just a bowl.
What else would he be wearing a diaper to hide?
It's just a bowl.
I mean, yeah,
Not even a diaper, it's a saucer.
if you're gonna start questioning the
It's
biology...
like one of those like non-bobble like bodies. Like you tip him over and give him
I mean, do you want to talk about Sue laying eggs?
Or how many?
Hundreds of them?
Or if we're talking about the quantity of penises in Class 1A, Mezzo Shoji.
Damn.
It's not just Doppler arms.
Dupladicks.
But
Terminal nosebleed.
on the bright side,
And
Midnight
Midnight.
probably could still show Deku how to use a single finger.
Yeah, sure. Like,
I think she'd actually trend towards 2 of them.
Fair.
Why are you looking at me like that?
You're disgusting.
Moving on.
You're disgusting.
You brought the R-rated hero into this.
I didn't have any other good heroes.
Really? Because
Yes.
Cementos is pretty cool when he is
Cementos
out.
is teaching literature. I gave you the faculty list. Kiss my pasty brown ass.
So what? Wait. So you're telling me that literature is more important than Japanese?
Yep.
And art history and hero informatics?
Yep.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it is now.
How do I speak it? How will I learn to speak Japanese? Without pressing
Just
right
be
to help me?
American. It's fine.
Yeah. Get them to speak English
Also-
like the rest of y'all.
Also, President Mike teaches English.
Fine. How will I learn to speak a pointless language that none of us speak in this show?
Which is Japanese.
Excuse me,
right?
I'm playing in the dub.
Ah, okay. Sorry, I was playing in the sub.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Someone please help me.
No.
Save me. Anyway, so
There is no hope. You have no chance to survive. Make your time.
So, excuse me, Mr. President Mike, sir. What happened to our regular teacher?
thanks for calling in. What's your last name again?
Springer. The American Springers. I'm Jack.
Thanks for calling in, Mr. Springer. Your teacher will be arriving shortly.
So then, why do we need substitutes? How shortly?
We don't know. We're about as clueless as you are.
Ah.
Why?
Whenever she wakes up, I suppose.
Do teachers get to sleep in at UA?
Damn.
That reminds me of that meme with Isaiah. That's like, oh God, I'm awake. Oh no, I'm a high school teacher. I'm a high school teacher. Just like runs out of bed.
I'm late for school.
I'm late for
Wait,
school.
I'm an adult.
I'm an adult.
Wait,
I'm the teacher.
I'm the teacher.
Oh my god.
Well, you can say that she's sleeping in if you wanna. Yeah, but she's not. She's in recovery right now.
Oh.
She will be here soon.
That is dramatically different than what I had thought.
Thanks for calling in, Mr. Springer. What's your question?
He is really good at raising his hand.
Well, I was wondering, what happened to her?
He
It's
does so
really
proud.
high up
He is
there.
very proud of him. He does shining in the other room.
Oh no, it's not about practice. It's like just his quirk.
Yes, it's like I do this, and it's like I'm like
wiper.
touching either wall of the
We don't
room.
even need to pay for people to wipe our windows anymore. We just have you do it.
Ah,
Ripped.
but interesting that might be. What happened to our regular teacher? What happened to her that she's recovering?
Nah, she got injured on the line of duty.
For 5
Real
years.
heroes end up getting damaged all the time. You know, she got fucking face planted into a pile of glass. You know, whatever.
Yeah, that was clearly the worst thing that happened.
Clearly.
By the way, one other thing to note, Robin has basically a nervous tick. Keeps doing this with his hand.
Yeah.
Just on the. I would do it on the desk, but I don't want to.
Well, you're on a separate table.
Yeah, but he just does this up and down.
He pretends it's his dick, but it's not.
No, building energy in the rings.
Well, yeah, no, I'm
Another
sure.
one you could do is this thing.
Not enough
for the
travel
fingers.
length.
Fair.
Who the fuck is exploding the table?
Who? Jack.
Dang.
I think it's one of the guys with like gravity manipulation or
Kinetic
kinetic
burst.
storage or some such.
Oh.
They're most likely to explode
Okay.
things.
Why'd you point at me?
Lucky it isn't you.
Right?
Okay.
Also, how did they identify your character's quirk?
What do you mean?
Out of character, does your character claim to be quirkless?
No.
Then how did they identify your quirk?
Kukochi Rikarki. Quirk, personal luck. Things go in his favor as long as he doesn't overthink it.
So don't overthink how they discover his quirk.
Yeah.
No, there was just like when I was really little,
It was lucky that they learned his quirk.
No, when I was
I
really...
wanted the cookie, so I got the cookie.
And then I realized my superpower was acquiring cookies.
No, we always played board games as a family, and I just always landed on the spaces I needed to. I was really good at Monopoly.
And how does that equate into a quirk
You
in
make
anyone's
it
mind? This is a totally out of character question. Just like
Kondo Sato. Quirk, compressed air. Creates canisters of compressed air and uses them as projectiles. Robin Hawkins. Quirk, kinetic storage. Makes objects harder to move. He can also release that energy and fire those objects like bullets. Jack Springer. Quirk, spring limbs. When tense, they retract down to normal size, but when released, they extend out 3 or 4 times his body.
They took
Like,
exercise with my feet.
Hari Nezumi.
That was the
Quirk,
weirdest thing
strong
they could find.
spike. Can grow spikes and use them as bullet slugs.
Still not satisfied.
Mika Iduno, quirk, gravity force. Can create areas of high gravity, increase gravity by number of fingers touching a target. But the drawback is, the quirk causes him to get really nauseous. I can talk.
Promise.
Nailed it.
Also, I'm really good at dealing cards.
Oh my god.
And you're really good at shuffling decks of cards.
And dealing.
Anyway.
Completely legitimate.
So,
But I'm the dealer. No, yeah.
So time has passed,
you
and
shuffle.
you've taken your you've gone through homeroom,
If I shuffle a deck of cards.
and lunch happens,
If later.
and lunch happens.
Yeah.
You know, go for lunch.
Yeah.
I eat explosions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
You go talk to Bakugo then.
What's happening with
I
lunch?
want to finish this up. I want to wrap this up.
Hey.
Okay, so so you hear rumors about how Class 1A's teacher is also not around and confirming Ochako's claim.
Mm-hmm.
And you overhear somebody else saying, "Oh, did you hear that she's in the hospital? Class 1C's teacher's in the hospital. Do you know what for? Well, yeah, they said that she got attacked in the line of duty. I hope she's okay. Do you think they're gonna have a permanent? Do you think President Mike's gonna be permanently their homeroom teacher? Well, how's he gonna teach English? Well, it looks like he's doing double duty. Oh, did you hear that Midnight's also doing double duty? Blah blah blah.
There's a joke in there about that. There's a joke somewhere in there.
It's a pretty shitty joke.
Rip. Anyway,
yeah.
so you hear rumors about it.
I also see what I did there.
And you've completed your first day at school. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, it was a right pleasure meeting y'all.
And with that, we conclude the first session.
All right.
Oh shit.
So, there's an advance now, but there's also supposed to be an advance during the food break, I think you said? So 2 advances going on.
But we played the other heroes.
Right.
That time.
But we're not
Do we
advancing
still
that.
get the advance?
These guys.
Do we still get
if
the
you're-
advancement?
Right, not for the teachers. You would get one for this time.
Cool.
Yeah, sorry.
See what you did.
Okay, can people stop throwing dice at me?
Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching. It was awesome to play and maybe entertain you all. I'm Saku. If you're new to the channel, please hit the follow button or like and subscribe. We'll be posting this on my YouTube channel later on tomorrow.
Well, I mean, I know.
And on behalf of Moega, Atreus, Valley, PT Brown, Filibuster, and myself, thanks a lot and have a great day. Until next time, bye bye!